WMAL traffic and weather. Here is Steve Hirshhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Around the Beltway now, the Interloop is very slow northbound from I-66 all the way across the American Legion Bridge to the Clara Barton Parkway, or delays on the Interloop from 95 in College Park down to the accident near Route 1. Baltimore Avenue, the left lane there is taken away. The Interloop is also slow from 50 down to 214 and from Branch Avenue to the Wilson Bridge outer loop before the BW Parkway. An accident causing delays up from Route 202. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast. On Route 4, Pennsylvania Avenue, extremely slow.
A little bit of wet weather rolling through today, most of it coming in the second half of the day with a few showers. Toward dinner time, maybe a thunderstorm, 75. A few showers, thunderstorms tonight, 53. And that threat for an early morning shower tomorrow. Then a beautiful afternoon with sunshine. A light breeze, 65. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stagicom, WMAL.
65 now at Reagan National. John Matthews, News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
The people of Venezuela, they say if I ran for president of Venezuela, I'm polling higher than anybody has ever polled in Venezuela. So after I'm finished with this, I can go to Venezuela. I will quickly learn Spanish. It won't take too long. I'm good at language. And I will go to Venezuela. I'm going to run for president.
Yes. President Donald El Trumpo. El Presidente de Venezuela. What will happen to the gangs then? What will happen to Tren de Aragua then? What are the Democrats going to do without Tren de Aragua? Well, very happy Wednesday to you and welcome. Welcome to our humble radio broadcast. You see, Big Mike Obama, Michelle Obama showed up at an event and people are actually concerned. She looks so thin. Her arms don't even look like tow trucks anymore. Looks like she could barely even tow a car at this point. People are concerned she might have the AIDS or something. She might have some kind of a disease causing her to become emaciated. I'm not too worried, honestly. She looked okay. Hey, does her mom still live in the White House where she lived for 8 years? Because she was there. Her mother was living in the White House for 8 years. Kind of a fun story. Nobody ever did a TV news story about it because it's all a cover-up, the Democrat Party. The whole thing is big cover-up. President Trump, you may have seen, I actually watched Air Force One take off yesterday from Andrews, headed for China, where they have communism, kind of like in New York. You see New York Mayor Kwame Mamdani, you see him there, Zoran Kwame Mamdani. He's dancing on a rooftop, isn't he? It's like a musical. It's like musical theater. I think he's dancing around the roof. It might be Gracie Mansion that he's skipping around the roof of the building, claiming he's done such a great job and ignoring the $4 billion statewide bailout for the corrupt city of New York, run by a communist jihadi. And, hey, what has he done about those people attacking the synagogue over the weekend? Has he done anything about that? Is he going to give them an award, invite them all over to dinner at Gracie Mansion, and talk about how they want to wipe out Israel from the river to the sea? Because the Democrat Party, they should really be wearing armbands at this point, shouldn't they? Yes, they should. No doubt about it. But we got Kwame, Zoran Kwame Mamdani for you today, because he's out there lying. And then Bernie Sanders jumped in to help him lie, because they, in the Socialist Workers' Party tradition, they believe that a lie told once remains a lie told 1,000 times becomes the truth. Just like who was that, Michael? Was that their guy? I think that was their guy, Gurgle. I think that was their boy, Gurgle. That's who that was. And the Democrats, they believe in Gurgle. There is no doubt about that. They believe in eugenics too. They believe in all kinds of nuttiness.
Did I hear you correctly say that perhaps he was influenced by Gurgle and the Third Reich in terms of telling a big lie? I just want to make sure that's what I heard you say.
You're correct there, Reverend Al Charlatan. That is what I said. You're you're basically Nazis. Stop firebombing synagogues and calling people fascists. You see, this other Democrat saying that, oh, yeah, there's terrible Trump and the Republicans. And if the Democrats don't become stronger and shoot more people and firebomb more Jews, then we'll probably have fascism. No sense of, in the United States, no sense of irony, these people. Just the other day, mobs of Democrats attacking a synagogue, a Jewish school, terrorizing Jews for being Jews in New York City. It's all on camera. They're proud of it. They're all dressed like they're Hamas terrorists. It's like a scene from Lawrence of Arabia, but with a lot of cars in the background. And people smoking dope because it's New York, and there are a lot of Democrats up there. So I got that going. And that, this woman, those fascist Republicans. And just if you were in the news business, like TV news, then you cut to the video just to demonstrate the irony of them attacking the synagogue and the Jewish school and terrorizing the children with yarmulkes while calling people fascists. No sense of irony, as I like to say. Remarkable stuff. But there are a lot of things going on yesterday. The president again headed off for China, communist China, where he's got every important CEO in America with him on Air Force One. And they're in there. It's a show of force like never before, economic force. And of course, the military force has been on display as well. But the president off to China landed more than an hour ago, I guess. But took off yesterday at about 3 p.m. Eastern time-ish. And took a long time to get there, I've got to say. I guess he probably, I don't know if they stopped for fuel or if they refueled in flight. Could have refueled in flight. Air Force One can do that. But that's not important. Let's get back to all the business, because as the president was leaving on the south lawn of the White House on his way to the helicopter, Marine One, he took questions from reporters for, I think, about 17 minutes. He's just walking to the helicopter, and he held a 17-minute press conference. During that time, he insulted two female reporters, called one of them stupid and one of them dumb. That it was based on the questions they had asked. It wasn't just completely out of the blue. It's not for looking dumb. It's because of what they had said. But I've got that for you because, the media part of the Democrat Party and all that. Also, speaking being part of the Democrat Party, they've got he's a Salvadoran gang lover, an MS-13 gang lover, and he's a Democrat senator from Maryland, and he's just he's not one of the good guys. He's the guy who likes to go down and have margaritas with gang members in jail, incarcerated. Senator Chris Van Hollen at a hearing yesterday, and FBI Director Kash Patel was there, and Chris Van Hollen decided to take some left-wing article that has been debunked again and again, saying, oh, yeah, the FBI director is a drunk, and he's so drunk all the time, he's drunk at work, that when you call him, you can't even get a hold of him. And it's a fake news story. It's kind of thing that happens when you're part of the Trump administration. You're targeted for shootings and for smears in magazines and things like that. But the back and forth got pretty interesting in the hearing yesterday because Kash Patel was having none of this stuff from Chris Van Hollen, a Salvadoran gang-loving, leftist, un-American person. FBI's Kash Patel blasts Dem for having margaritas with alleged gang-banging rapists. Now, that's a good headline, don't you think? You got all kinds of stuff in there. You got margaritas. Jeez. That's right there in the headline with the senator and the FBI director. And then, having margaritas with gang-banging rapists, which is really where the Democrats are. They want to have more illegal alien gang members that are gang-banging rapists loose in the country to target and victimize children for sexual intent, malicious sexual intent. Just like most of the Democrats, honestly, their boy Jeffrey Epstein, to name one. And Bill Clinton's still on the loose, isn't he? Being of gang-banging rapists. And I think Martin Luther King Day is coming up. Speaking of gang-banging rapists, but never mind that. So I've got that for you. Kash Patel versus Chris Van Hollen, the illegal alien gang-loving Chris Van Hollen, not one of the good guys, not on Team America, not by a long shot. Also in Tennessee, the Democrats are trying to steal Congress by any means necessary, whatever means necessary, because they think they're Malcolm the 10th, but they're not Malcolm the 10th. They're just a bunch of corrupt 2026 left-wing radicals that love Hamas and not Israel, that love Iran and not America, that love open borders and not American children. The Democrat Party is like a cancer. It's like a cancer, I tell you, the party. But in Tennessee, you remember we were playing audio earlier this week of the lunatic, I can't remember his name, Jacobs or something, and he's cursing out the police and calling the black guy with a big 1970s kind of Lincoln Hayes afro, and he's got a Malcolm X goatee, and he got scary glasses, and shouting at the police and calling him boy and calling him just being a racist, because they're all racists, dedicated Democrat Party racists. But the Republican, and so they've been misbehaving, the Democrats in the Tennessee State House, while this gerrymandering, redistricting thing is going on in Tennessee. And it turns out that the Democrats had pre-stolen more than 40 House seats by gerrymandering in various states and stealing all of New England, not a single Republican representative from all of New England. That's 6 states, not a single Republican elected there, because the Democrats are criminals. And when they're not carjacking you and robbing 7-Elevens, they're stealing congressional seats because, crime is their bag, baby. But back to Tennessee, because the Democrat lunatics, you may remember, screaming and yelling and insulting and calling people names and elected state boy, hey boy, state representative. And that for what the heck is wrong with you? Got something about his mother there, and he's keeping it classy. He should probably be beaten with nightsticks and dragged away to prison and spend the rest of his miserable racist life there. But he's a normal Democrat. So the Democrats have obstructed. They've done everything but firebomb and self-immolate in the State House. But the Tennessee Republicans, they've done something quite remarkable and impressive. The Republicans running the State House there, they have stripped all Democrats, every Democrat elected to a statewide position in the State House, Assembly, and State Senate. They've all been stripped of all of their committees, meaning they can vote on bills, but they have no input on anything, because they're rabble. They're Civil War rabble. And the Democrat Party is starting a second civil war in the United States of America. They shot Trump once, tried to shoot him at least 2 other times, and really more. They shot Steve Scalise. They shot Charlie Hurt. They shoot and kill people. They shoot and wound people. They're attacking the police. They're defunding the police. The Democrat Party is a violent, criminal, radical party. And in Tennessee, the Republicans now, pretty great stuff. From the Democracy Docket, Tennessee Republicans stripped Democrats from committees after protesting anti-black gerrymandering. The Democrat Party is anti-black. The Democrat Party created gerrymandering. The Democrat Party has pre-stolen more than 40 House seats across the country. The New York Times is happy that they did it, because they're as corrupt as every Democrat in the hot tub, every cross-dressing. How do they be, Michael, naked and cross-dressing at the same time? Nobody knows, but isn't that amazing? And in Tennessee, it's great stuff what they did. And honestly, liberals should be on notice, and Republicans should learn from this. Now, Sean Davis wrote on his Twitter account, notice has just been given to Democrats in the Tennessee House that all members of the Democrat caucus are being removed from all standing committees and subcommittees as a result of their behavior in the State House during the redistricting debates last week, which including setting fires inside the Capitol. They didn't set the Church of the Presidents on fire, which the Democrats did here in Washington, because they're all criminals and they'll burn everything American to the ground, being the fascists that they are, and attacking every synagogue they can get to with a Molotov cocktail. But Sean Davis saying the Democrats removed by the Republican leadership from all of the standing committees and subcommittees because of their behavior, and setting fire. They set fire to a Confederate flag, which is the Democrat Party flag, along with the bullwhip and that Robert Mapplethorpe photograph too. In the state of Tennessee, political terrorism will not be tolerated. National Republicans, take note that this is how you exercise power. Sean Davis writes, and that's pretty strong stuff, I got to say, strong medicine. And the Democrats are waging a violent civil war against the United States of America and against our Constitution and our system of government. And they've been stealing House seats forever. And then the lying fake news media, they say, oh, the Republicans started it in Texas. And I read to you yesterday the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. So, no, actually, every time Democrats say that, Mike Johnson said, no, actually look to New York for the Democrats having started this in 2022, I think he said. And the Democrats gerrymandering Illinois and California and Maryland and all of New England and the state of New York. And they're stealing House seats all over the place. And New York Times and 60 Minutes and CNN, they're fine with that because they're Democrats. And all Democrats are now diseased criminals. It's a little bit sad, I've got to say. So, and again, I mentioned the mayor of New York, who's a jihadi and a communist, hates the Jews, doesn't do anything about that. The violent anti-Semitism rampant on the streets of New York. But he's out there claiming that he's done such a great job with the budget there. And he's such a liar that Bernie Sanders, communist, jumped in to back him up. And everybody there, the Democrats are all leaving out that Democrat governor, Kathy Hochul, handed over $4 billion to bail out Zohran Kwame Mamdani. $4 billion to bail out New York City. And then he put together a video saying, look what a great job I've done fiscally. Man, I've best. And he's a Lion Sacagawea of the First Order. Ran on raising everybody's taxes. Now he's not doing that. The state of New York bailed him out, and now he's literally putting out a video taking credit from a rooftop like he's in some kind of a cabaret musical. Amazing stuff. And Yehuda Titelbaum, New York State bailed you out, and we're all going to pay for it. Money doesn't grow on trees. I've heard that somewhere before. Have you heard that before? Money doesn't grow on trees? Yeah. Mayor Zohran Kwame Mamdani. That's he's all over. He's out there taking credit for stuff that he didn't do. Yeah. And 25 years after the September 11th attacks, the jihad is loose in Washington. In New York. It's here too. You see the guy wearing what they call a mock suicide vest. Eyal Yacobi posting up, wearing his Palestinian flag, Palestinian headdress, and what appears to be a suicide vest. You don't know it's a mock suicide vest until it doesn't blow up. And when do you decide it hasn't blown up? Well, the terrorists are terrorists, and the Democrat Party is a terrorist organization, too. We're at 888-630-9625, and it is Mailbag Day.
There's only one Chris Plant, The Chris Plant Show.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. I'm Steve Hirshhorn. On the outer loop of the Beltway, very slow from 95 in College Park to Georgia Avenue in Silver Spring. Then there was an accident on the outer loop right before the American Legion Bridge at Cabot John Parkway along the left-hand side. That is causing a delay now from 270. Inner loop is going to be slow from 66 to the Clara Barton Parkway. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Clouds roll in, followed by afternoon rain, maybe a thunderstorm, high 77. Showers taper off after midnight, low 55.
It's time for Trash Day Nose Yoga with Hefty. Let's transform stinky scenarios with a joyful scent of Fabuloso. Inhale. You forgot to empty your kid's lunchbox. Exhale. A field of lavender. Inhale. Stinky leftovers. Exhale. Watermelon in the summer. That's the power of Hefty Ultra Strong Trash Bags with Fabuloso.
Hefty, Hefty, Hefty.
You've put in the work to get that first job, moved up the ranks, or started a family. Now it's time to take your success to the next level. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we're here to help you keep that momentum going with educational programs built around real-world, in-demand career skills. We'll teach you how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science, plus timeless skills like leadership, communication, critical thinking, and more. Affordable, accredited, and online. A UMGC education fits your life so you can keep growing while you keep going. You've succeeded before. Now succeed again. At UMGC, we believe nothing should stand in the way of your next achievement. Not doubt, not your life stage, and especially not an application fee. Just apply by June 1st and we'll waive your application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
All across America, Spectrum Business is helping small businesses do more within their budget. Like in Rochester, we're at this computer coding class where fiber-powered internet keeps ideas flowing free forever. And in Austin, our fast, reliable internet lets this gym stream classes all day.
One more, let's go.
Free forever. Get Business Internet Advantage free forever when you get 4 mobile lines. Visit spectrum.com/free for life to find out how. Spectrum Business. Spectrum Internet is powered by fiber and connected to the premises by coaxial lines. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
The Nissan Rogue. Pack it. Push it. Rev it. Rip it. Test it. Trust it. Drive it. They can take it. The 2026 Nissan Rogue. Built for all the noisy, crazy, happy chaos you can throw at it. Nissan. #1 in new vehicle quality. For JD Power 2025 U.S. Central Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we know you're no stranger to setting big goals, whether in school, at work, or in life, and you're ready for more. At UMGC, we offer the skills-based education you need to move your career forward. Learn how to apply AI, data science, and other emerging tech, plus gain skills in leadership and critical thinking. You've come far. Succeed again. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
If your patio, sidewalk, or driveway is cracked or uneven, if you've tripped or fallen as a result, or if you're worried about the liability of an uneven surface on your property, American Concrete Services can quickly help. Don't pay the high cost to tear out and replace your sidewalk, patio, driveway, or pool deck. American Concrete Services has an economical solution which can raise and stabilize your existing concrete at a fraction of the cost of full replacement. They're environmentally friendly structural foam. With structural foam lifting, there's no heavy equipment to cause damage to your property and no loud noises from jackhammering. Best of all, most repairs can be completed in just one day. Have your entire patio, sidewalk, or driveway safe and level again. No job is too big or small. Call American Concrete Services now for your free estimate at 240-665-5665. That's 240-665-5665. Again, 240-665-5665. License in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. MHIC 140530.
Success is picking up extra shifts for your family. Now you want to be the boss. Success is getting your foot in the door. Now you want to take the next step. Success looks different to everyone, and University of Maryland Global Campus can help you reach your goals. And there's never been a better time to get started on your future. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. As an accredited state university, UMGC has been transforming lives for over 75 years. With more than 135 undergraduate and graduate degrees and certificates, online and hybrid courses, personalized support, financial resources, and lifetime career services, achieving your dreams is more possible than ever before. Choose the program that's right for your career goals and get started on your next success. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Mark Levin, weekdays 6 till 9 on 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
All right, let's go to the telephones. Talk to the great American people on this mailbag day. Let's go to Sebastian calling from Front Royal, Virginia. Sebastian, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Good morning, Chris. This is Seabass.
Yes, Seabass. Yeah, man.
Yes. I was going to say, when you addressed Trump's 17-minute press conference, I hope you touch on how he said that he doesn't think about Americans' financial situation when he's dealing with Iraq or a deal with Iran. I don't know if you saw that, but that was one of the things he said.
I must have. I did see the 17-minute thing live yesterday. And what did you take that to mean, Seabass?
Means he's just trying to get the deal done as fast as possible, or he's just stabbing us in the back without, $6 a gallon of diesel in Virginia is disgusting.
Yeah, that hurts.
Right now.
That hurts, and it hurts everything. It hurts the price of food in grocery stores and so on. I think that he's working hard to fix that.
This is the Chris Plant Show.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. I'm Steve Hirshhorn. On the outer loop at Bellway, very slow from College Park to Silver Spring, and then from 270 to the accident along the left side of the Cabin John Parkway inner loop northbound. Very heavy off and on from the Springfield interchange across the American Legion Bridge over toward the Clara Barton Parkway. The accident on the inner loop at Route 1 in College Park just cleared up. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Clouds roll in, followed by afternoon rain, maybe a thunderstorm, high 77. Showers taper off after midnight, low 55.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And through Friday at Mattress Firm, you can get a Sealy mattress in any size for only $494.99. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
What happens right after you call Stanley Law with a case?
I will make that initial call to the client, introduce myself, tell them who their attorney is, give them a brief rundown of what to expect and what the priority should be in terms of a personal injury case as a whole, which ultimately is that focus on getting the treatment that they need to get better.
If there's any insurance coverage, we assess liability. We send our investigator out to the scene and we're available to answer questions at any time.
Past performance does not guarantee future outcomes. StanleyLawOffices.com or within 3333 in Syracuse and across New York and Tennessee.
This message is sponsored by Extensus HR. The robots featured in this ad are paid actors.
Thank you for calling your payroll provider. Your estimated wait time is 47 minutes.
It's Thursday. Payroll runs tomorrow.
And we still don't know if that new hire's benefits kicked in.
Oh, and legal just emailed about the new California compliance updates.
I'm sorry, we cannot help with your appliance.
Compliance issue. Compliance.
You don't start a business to waste time arguing with a chatbot. There's a reason why HR starts with human. At Extensus HR, real people pick up, payroll stays on track, and compliance questions get answered. So you're not left guessing when it matters most.
Hello, Extensus HR. This is Mark. How can I help you today?
Less waiting, more doing. See if Extensus HR fits your business. Take the free assessment now at extensushr.com. That's extensushr.com. extensushr.com.
It feels good to be in control, no matter what. Keep your business connected with Invincible Wi-Fi from Spectrum Business, the fully integrated Wi-Fi 7, 5G, and 8-hour battery backup solution. Keep connected, keep working, and keep security systems running reliably. Be in control. Be invincible. Invincible Wi-Fi from Spectrum Business. Spectrum.com/beinvincible to learn more. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
Out on the road, it helps to have a partner like the Love's Rewards app. Download Love's Rewards and get great deals, like a free Love's coffee or fountain drink. Just buy any 4, any size, and get the 5th one free. Love's Rewards. Save and earn at every turn. Terms apply. See website for details.
Payroll's running, 401k added. So simple. Who the? Hey there, I'm you with Gusto Payroll. You look so relaxed. Sure, payroll's done. Compliance is covered and even signed the new lease. love this for me.
Doc, am I seeing double?
Just me, with more gusto. Get crystal clear payroll, benefits, and HR so you can double down in your business. Choose a future with gusto.
WMAL, making sense of the economy because it's your money and your retirement. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Let's go to what Seabass was talking about there. Sebastian, aka Seabass, talking about what President Trump said on the south lawn of the White House, heading to the Marine One helicopter yesterday, which would take him to Andrews, to Joint Base Andrews, to board Air Force One. And I watched Air Force One take off from a distance yesterday. I waved goodbye. I headed to China and all that good stuff. But let's go to what Seabass was talking about, and you can draw your own.
Sebastian, he's calling him Seabass. That's fucking hilarious.
Because there is a military conflict with Iran, which is the terrorist army, the terrorist state in Tehran, and they're stockpiling enriched uranium and used Barack Obama money to enrich the uranium so that they could use nuclear weapons on us. And Hussein Obama helped, because he's not on Team America. But the president yesterday was asked about this. And listen, this is what Sebastian was talking about, what Seabass was talking about. And the president said, well, I'm talking about a military campaign. What he's saying, I guess, is I'm not at the same time prioritizing gas prices and the American economy in this moment. I'm prioritizing and putting at the front of the parade, stopping Iran from having enough enriched uranium to make 11 nuclear bombs, which they would then put atop their ballistic missiles and invariably and undoubtedly use against Western capitals to detonate nuclear weapons, killing millions of people. That seems to be President Trump's number one priority. But this is what Seabass was talking about.
When you're negotiating with Iran, Mr. President, to what extent are American financial situations motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about America's financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing. We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's all.
That's all. And now, I mean, Seabass, I'm not sure I would take that as that, he doesn't care about the American economy or about people in the United States. But I think when we're on that topic of discussion, military action against Iran, which is rather a big deal, the president is saying, and maybe, again, I would have phrased it a little bit differently. I might phrase everything everyone says a little bit differently. But I think that what he's trying to say, if he may revise and extend his remarks, so listen, in this lane, my priority is preventing a terrorist state from acquiring an arsenal of nuclear weapons that they would unquestionably use against us and our allies. And that has to be the number one priority. And it's true that the Iranians are trying to choke the flow of energy out of the entire Middle East, out of the Persian Gulf, the Arabian Gulf, and through the Strait of Hormuz. There's only one strait, and the Strait of Hormuz. And I think the president is saying that his single-mindedness when it comes to preventing Iran from acquiring an arsenal. Remember, the deputy foreign minister in Iran said that they have enough enriched uranium to build 11 nuclear devices, 11 nuclear weapons based on the, I believe, 460 kilos of enriched uranium, enriched up to 60% purity. You want it to be 90% for nuclear weapons, but apparently it only takes about a week, maybe 2 weeks, to enrich uranium from 60% pure to 90% pure. Pretty remarkable stuff, and that's kind of a big deal. The Iranian deputy foreign minister was bragging about how they're this close to having an arsenal of nuclear weapons in the hands of these people are Al-Qaeda, make no mistake.
The amount of nuclear bombs corresponding to those 400-something kilograms is an estimate by European specialists. They are telling us that this is 10.2, bombs. So we were not bragging. We were just saying that this is the results of our scientific achievements.
There are scientific achievements, and with the help of Barack Hussein Obama and Joe Biden and the Democrat Party, the largest terrorist force on earth, being funded and backed by the Democrat Party. And the Democrat Party is their most important ally today, undermining the United States, while the United States is trying to prevent Iran from becoming a nuclear power and terrorist organization. The Democrats helped, and certainly Barack Hussein Obama and Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton was there too. But those people, I got to tell you. Now, President Trump yesterday again at the White House while leaving for Andrews to get aboard Air Force One to fly to China to deal with the communists who are allies of Iran, but less important allies in all probability than the Democrat Party. The Chinese are important economic allies because they buy so much of their energy from Iran, and it's the axis of evil. You got Xi Jinping, Ricochet Rabbit in Beijing, and he's a commie and an important ally of Iran, buying energy from Iran and all that. You got Vladimir Putin, Vlad the Impaler in Moscow, another communist, former KGB officer, killer, and ruthless trained killer. And you have the Democrat Party. These are the important allies of Iran. Democrat Party in the United States being the most important, more important than China, more important than Putin. That Iran has the Democrat Party eating from their bowl as well, like the dogs that they are. And the president, while he was I was watching this, and I've got to say it made me laugh. And when he was ridiculing a couple of news reporters who were asking dumb questions on the South Lawn. The president didn't like the questions, and he let it be known. If it were me, I might have answered the question differently, but I'm not president of the United States twice, and I'm not a New York billionaire. I never owned my own airline and things like that. But President Trump working the kind of the rope line, the news media rope line, they formed a long line of reporters. President Trump traveled. I've never quite seen this before on the South Lawn. And I've been, the first time I went to the South Lawn to yell questions at a president getting off the helicopter was Ronald Reagan. So that was some time ago. And I haven't been going there lately for that sort of thing. But long ago, I used to go there. This is about the longest line of reporters I've ever seen. Going from the West Wing, President, I believe, came out of the Oval Office to walk out and talk to them on his way to Marine One, the helicopter, and a VH-3 Sea King, and amazing stuff. But President Trump, he came up to a female reporter, and this is where the trouble starts, because the Democrats, they care very deeply about women, except, when it comes to everything that they've ever done in their entire lives. But the president working the news media line on the South Lawn of the White House yesterday.
Mr. President, your promise to bring inflation down is now at its highest level in 3 years. Are your policies not working?
No, my policies are working incredibly. If you go back to just before the war, for the last 3 months, inflation was at 1.7%. Now, we had a choice. Let these lunatics have a nuclear weapon. If you want to do that, then you're a stupid person, and you happen to be. I mean, I know you very well. Anybody that wants them to have a nuclear weapon is a stupid person.
Stupid person, and I think you have to be a stupid person. And I know you believe that because I know you very well, and suggesting very directly that I'm not sure who the lady was, who's that lady reporter, but the president, that's kind of a golden moment in her journalistic career. The president of the United States took her question and then explained to her that her question was stupid because she is a stupid person. Now, that's not the most polite thing at all, but never mind that. So we got that, and that got the left. That means the news media. The headline from the communist terrorists at the Daily Beast: Trump, 79, abuses female reporter with vile insult. His age is important there. And abuses female reporter with vile insult. You're at the White House. You're asking questions of the president. President Trump couldn't help himself from snapping at yet another female reporter. Don't send any female reporters to the White House. If you guys can't play hardball, then don't ask for the assignments to places where there might be a little hardball being played. Maybe, go to Capitol Hill if somebody insults you there. Then it's no place for women. Maybe we should just have men who don't whine about everything. Oh, no, he called me stupid. Yeah, well, it's probably not the first time you've heard that, but yeah, President Trump couldn't help himself from snapping yet another female reporter and using an insult he typically lobs at black people. This is and then they killed 40% of the babies, the black babies in the country. The 79-year-old president became visibly irate. That is a wild exaggeration. When MS Now's White House correspondent, they shouldn't be allowed a White House correspondent, Kayla Gardner, confronted him on the price of his beloved White House ballroom, which could now cost taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars. Well, I believe the president said it would be paid for with private funds and not with taxpayer funds. And if that changes, you'll let me know. But the president then did continue.
I asked you
and there was a
to
second
tell him
female.
if he's going to talk
don't
about
send
me
girls
to unblock
if they
please.
can't man up. Come on, grow set for God's sake. But here's president to the next, not the next. He's taken several female reporters' question, but then another one that annoyed him.
How's that different than your ballroom and their
So what happened is we have a ballroom that's under budget. It's going up right here. I've doubled the size of it because we obviously need that. And we're right now on budget, under budget, and ahead of schedule.
That's not what I said.
I
You
doubled
took
the
it out of
size of it,
text.
you dumb person. Double the size. You are not a smart person.
You are not a smart person. And so the cost doubled. Look, if a government program, if the cost of a government program or project doubles, then it would be appropriate for a reporter to ask the president about it if it's the president's project, and it is. And there honestly was nothing wrong with the question. The tone is typical MS-13 because MS Now is not a news organization. They really shouldn't even have White House credentials. But that was Kayla Gardner of MS-13 Now at the White House. Hey, I got a gotcha question for you. I'm here to play gotcha. And the president doesn't like that stuff. He was having none of it. But there you go. There you go. I've got, I got to tell you, I want to get to Chris Van Hollen, the Democrat senator who loves gang members as long as they're illegal aliens. Oh, yeah, speaking of which, there's more. There are illegal alien stories all over the place because illegal aliens, it turns out, they commit a lot of crimes and they kill people and they do terrible, horrible things. They really do. And I've got illegal alien stories for it. But here's a fun story also that U.S. colleges in the United States of America. Here's the headline from the Washington Post, no less. U.S. colleges report 20% drop in foreign students over visa crackdown. What do you mean over visa? That's the misuse of the word over in that context, but that's the Democrat Party for it. It turns out that the Trump administration is not opening the floodgates to every terrorist organization in the world like the Democrats have been doing. So if you're a jihadi from the Middle East and you want to go to Columbia University, this administration is not saying yes to every illegal alien, to every terrorist in the world. And so now the Washington Post is very upset that there has been a 20% drop in foreign students on college campuses. They agitating in New York and recruiting people from the river to the sea. Palestine will soon be free. It's a terrorist organization they're fighting for. It's called Hamas. It's funded by Iran. Iran funded by the Democrats because they're a terrorist organization. And just got to say, but it's I think it's fine. You're a foreign student. You want to come to the United States. Great to go to school. That's fine. But the Democrat Party burned everything to the ground and firebombed it, and they're not the good guys. Boy, are they not the good guys. But 20% drop in foreign students under Trump because of their handling of student visas. The Democrats bringing in jihadis. What's the jihadi in New York again? You know, that guy that the Democrats love so much. Let's go to the telephones. Let's go to Chris calling from Fredericksburg, Virginia. Chris, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Oh, Chris. I wasn't ready for you, but I guess I got to go. Good talking to you. Thanks for taking my call.
Welcome.
They sent, that wasn't an accident. They didn't accidentally send that girl down there to ask a stupid question. Oh, do your policies fail on purpose? Are you an idiot? I mean, she did that on purpose. They want that kind of crap because they think their base wants that kind of crap, which they do. I think that's all this is. Sorry, I want to rant.
No, that's great. No, you're right. They think that's all this is just hurling insults and trying to nail the Republican and giving a tongue bath to every Democrat.
Yeah. Hey, Susie, go down there and ask a stupid question and get him to get fired up. Oh, wow, that's really hard.
Right.
It also reminded me of other intent. I noticed, all the time you have callers coming in. I can't believe, and you've said it too. Why are the Republicans so feckless? They're not feckless. They're intently doing nothing. They're doing just enough. I mean, and then also you've said this before too. They're doing just enough to stay in office and fundraise. What do you think? When do you think they make more money in fundraising? When they're not in power or when they're in power?
Right.
When they're not, they want to lose the midterm so they can make more money. They don't give a crap.
Yeah. Well, I think you've cracked the code, Chris.
Well, it's obvious, I think. I mean, it's ridiculous. You know, look at one day I was bored and I went on GPT and I asked it, show me the net worth of all the rhinos. And of course, GPT said, well, there's no official list of rhinos. And I'm like,
right.
So I'm arguing with AI now. So, yeah, I got the list, and and then I found it, and it allows you, if you want me to correct, and it allows you to kind of do that kind of thing. Of course, I'm stupid enough to try a robot. But, they're all millionaires, and that's why they're there.
Yeah.
Look at Kinzinger's voting record. It's not just Rhino is not just an acronym; it's an actual job description.
Yeah. Chris, listen, you've cracked the code. You've figured it out. You care, and that'll get you in trouble. That'll get you in big trouble every time. Hey, today, in case you weren't aware of this, Chris, today is World Cocktail Day, May 13th, 2026. World Cocktail Day. I think I might have to go out this afternoon when I get out of here. That's good. And did you see all those straight white male late night talk show hosts? They gathered to show how important DEI is to them from their whiteness and their privilege. That's coming up.
You're listening to the Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. I'm Steve Birchhorn. Outer loop of the Beltway, so very slow from New Hampshire Avenue around Connecticut Avenue. You get a brief break to slow again from before Old Georgetown Road down toward the American Beach Bridge into Virginia. That is also causing delays on 270 southbound from Falls Road down to the lane divide, then down to the spur, and down the spur to join the slow traffic on southbound 495. Down from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Clouds roll in, followed by afternoon rain, maybe a thunderstorm, high 77. Showers taper off after midnight, low 55.
You've built a life, a career, a family, but maybe there's one goal you've been putting on hold. At Jefferson Community College, it's never too late to earn your college degree. With flexible programs, supportive faculty, and a campus close to home, Jefferson is built for busy adults, just like you. And now, through the SUNY Reconnect program, certain degrees can be earned tuition-free for eligible adults. Invest in yourself. Your future starts now at Jefferson Community College. Learn more at sunyjefferson.edu.
You know what they say. Early bird gets the ultimate 30A vacation rental. On select homes, when you book early, you can save over $530 on a week-long stay with Verbo. Because early gets you closer to the action, whether it's waves lapping at the shore or snoozing in a hammock that overlooks, well, whatever you want it to. So book early, stay longer, save more with Verbo. That's the way to 30A.
The Nissan Rogue. Pack it. Push it. Rev it. Rip it. Test it. Trust it. Drive it. They can take it. The 2026 Nissan Rogue. Built for all the noisy, crazy, happy chaos you can throw at it. Nissan. #1 in new vehicle quality. For JD Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Every Nissan Frontier is battle tested. Its frame is twisted. Its door slammed 13,920 times. And its bed drop tested over and over. We do all that to the V6 powered Frontier, so you never have to hold back. Nissan, ranked #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by JD Power. For JD Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Newer models may be shown.
You went to
Fucking son of a
JCPenney to
bitch.
find those summer fashion
Fucking
staples, like shorts and tees from A&A and St. John's Bay. But you also scored cherry red sunglasses, a super cute straw bucket bag, adorable espadrilles, and a bold maxi dress that you can wear pretty much anywhere. And is that a sunny little suitcase? Well, with deals like these, it's easy to find exactly what you are and aren't looking for. Yes, JCPenney.
You've built a life, a career, a family, but maybe there's one goal you've been putting on hold. At Jefferson Community College, it's never too late to earn your college degree. With flexible programs, supportive faculty, and a campus close to home, Jefferson is built for busy adults, just like you. And now, through the SUNY Reconnect program, certain degrees can be earned tuition-free for eligible adults. Invest in yourself. Your future starts now at Jefferson Community College. Learn more at sunyjefferson.edu.
This is Vince Colonnese, proud board member of Operation Raise the Roof. This May, during National Military Appreciation Month, we want to recognize a group that continues to stand strong for our military community, WMAL and its listeners. In recognition of your incredible support, Operation Raise the Roof is proud to name WMAL and all of its listeners honorary 4-star supporters for Military Appreciation Month, May 2026. Thanks to you, along with our partners Valor Home and leading publicly traded building product supplier QXO, Operation Raise the Roof has donated more than $750,000 to support veterans across our region. That means safer homes, stronger roofs, and peace of mind for the men and women who served our country. From all of us, thank you for helping us keep our veterans covered. But we need your help to do more, and we would love to have the support of every WMAL listener. Please visit WMAL.com/roof to donate or to nominate a veteran who may need support. Together, we can continue to put free roofs over our deserving American heroes in need.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
WMAL.
Hold on. Ah, yes. Yes, and we have the mailbag. I have mailbag questions in my hand right now. You can hear them on the radio. 2 pages of mailbag questions. One of them mailed in because it's the mailbag after all. All right, let's grab the. Let's go to John calling from Kensington, Maryland. John, I don't have a ton of time for you, but I want to come to you before the hour was up. John, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Thank you, Chris.
Hey, man.
If Jay Jones had a gun with 2 bullets and he was in the same room with Pol Pot, Hitler, and the Virginia Speaker, both bullets would go into Jay Jones' foot, such as like Barney Fife.
Because you think that he's that incompetent.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is what Virginia wants, and they're getting what they voted for.
Well, and what John is talking about is the now top law enforcement officer in the state of Virginia, where the Confederacy had their capital in Richmond. The Democrats now have their capital, which is appropriate. But the racist, radical leftist said that if you were in a room with Hitler, Pol Pot, and the Republican Speaker of the State House, and he only had 2 bullets, Jay Jones said he would shoot the Republican in the head twice.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 10. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews. President Trump has arrived in China for a summit with President Xi Jinping.
A military band and honor guard welcomed President Trump to Beijing as he exited Air Force One. It's already nighttime in Beijing. When dawn rises, the 2 leaders will get down to business discussing trade, Iran, and U.S. arms sales to Taiwan. President Trump wants China to buy more American soybeans, beef, and aircraft, but he's played down talk of him asking President Xi Jinping for help dealing with Iran. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
A new report suggests the Iranian regime may be rebuilding its military strength.
Reports indicate the Iranians still have access to the majority of their underground missile storage and launch sites. It comes as Iranian officials are continuing their threatening language against U.S. forces and Gulf countries. And with an ongoing U.S. military buildup across the region, reports overnight indicate that Saudi Arabia conducted airstrikes against Iran during the war. Fox reported on Tuesday the UAE also took part at the end of Operation Epic Fury. As for the Strait of Hormuz, the majority of sea traffic remains stalled, while a handful of vessels are getting through.
Fox News' Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv. Montgomery County School Superintendent Thomas Taylor has gone public with dire forecasts of massive job cuts if scheduled cuts to the school budget stay in place.
Superintendent Taylor warns every $10 million in cuts could mean about 100 full-time jobs lost.
Basically, the county council will decide how much to cut the school system's budget request by those 10% buckets.
Watchdog groups in the area argue that county government needs to slow spending growth and better manage debt before asking taxpayers for more money.
7 News' John Gonzalez. The county council, which last week eliminated a property tax hike to pay for schools, may put a smaller increase back in play.
I do think we also need to find that right balance. And what we have in front of us right now is not the right balance.
Councilmember Kate Stewart. Another long brewing scandal involving bad behavior in Loudoun County school bathrooms is emerging.
Sources are telling 7 News a transgender student at Freedom High School is accused of filming boys without pants or underwear on in bathroom stalls. Those sources add that there are more than 40 victims over 3 years, but the school did not notify parents until roughly 2 weeks ago.
I did not know until just now that the school knew about it. If that's the case, that's really bad.
Now, 7 News also spoke with an attorney who tells us he believes that LCPS could face legal action under Title IX.
7 News' Liana Golden. The battle over data centers in Prince William County has shifted from one national park to another.
We are privileged to be bookended with Prince William Forest National Park,
where plans are currently on hold for a data center campus named Quantico Ridge. Elena Schlossberg, fresh from the fight over the wrongly advertised data center adjacent to Manassas Battlefield, now with a message for data center developers.
Read the room. The data center industry is unwelcome.
Though many Northern Virginia counties have welcomed the tax revenue, $280 million last year for Prince William County. Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
The Dow right now is down 196 points. The NASDAQ is up 5. Up next, traffic and weather on WMAL.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. True Vitality Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
True Vitality Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at True Vitality Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 703-637-1222. 703-637-1222. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 703-637-1222.
How did I lose weight? And I did. Lean right here. I did. I love this stuff. Listen, Brickhouse Nutrition been with me for a long time. So chatting with Miles, I'm up at like 235. True story. I never minded being 235, but you know what minded? My knees that were falling apart and my back. I'm like, I don't know what, before I started really lifting, probably about 190. So 235 was a lot. I said, I got to lose some LBs, Miles. He said, Dan, we're going to sick our team of docs and researchers on it, and we're going to get you a really good product because I don't want to take a lot of these needles and stuff. You know what he did? He got lean. He got lean. I got lean, using lean, LEA, and the product works. Me and Paula both use it. I'm now down about 200, 202. Losing weight's a pain. I've been there. You look in the mirror, you're getting a little gooey as you get older. No good. Brickhouse Nutrition is one of the best products out there. Works like most of these GLP ones. Also, those weight loss injections. They help control blood sugar and curb appetite, so you eat less. There's really no mystery to how they work. But that's what lean was created to do without the needles, but it replicates the benefits of these injections. Lean supports healthy blood sugar, helps reduce spikes and cravings. It drives snacking and cravings. I'm telling you, I'm not sure I use it myself. Get healthier, lose those unnecessary pounds. Right? Lean goes a step further. Helps your body burn fat, turn it into energy instead of storing it. No prescriptions, no needles. You've been thinking about losing weight? Let's go. No more wasted time. Try it today. Just give it a shot. I'm not confident it's going to work for you. Go to brickhousenutrition.com/Dan. Use promo code Dan, my first name, for 20% off. Paula just bought some of this last night. Bought some of it. Brickhousenutrition.com/Dan. Promo code Dan. Pick up your bottle of lean today. Give it a shot. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. It's not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease. It's not a substitute or alternative for care from a healthcare provider. Thank you, Brickhouse Nutrition. Give lean a shot.
WMAL traffic and weather. Steve Hirschhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Around the Beltway now, the Interloop is very slow from St. Barnabas Road to the Wilson Bridge. Then on the Virginia side, the Interloop slows from just before Braddock Road off and on up to the Dulles Toll Road, and then from the George Washington Parkway up to the American Legion Bridge. On the outer loop, in delays from Old Georgetown Road to the Legion Bridge, causing delays also on 270 southbound down to the lane divide, then very heavy down the 270 spur to join that slow traffic on the outer loop of the Beltway. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Still on deck for the commute home to get a little damp with a few showers around, maybe a thunderstorm late, 75. Tonight, a few showers, thunder showers, 53. Thursday morning, a threat for a shower, then sunshine, breezy, 65 in the afternoon. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stitch on WMAL.
Right now, it is 68 at Reagan National. I'm John Matthews. News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
And he's lavishing praise on Xi ahead of this meeting, which is a strange thing for the art of the deal guy to just give all this, this fluffing, if you will, of President Xi.
Yes, Willie Geist. He likes to think of the President of the United States as being a fluffer because he's a fluffer. In fact, he had just popped up from beneath the Lucite desk when he spit that out about the president. Yeah, he's really sucking up to the commies. Not like Obama with the jihadis in Iran, or Putin, for that matter, in Moscow. The Democrat Party is the most dangerous political organ on earth. That's right, I called him an organ. I'm sorry, he's fluffing. That's I use that term. I have to describe the Democrats because they're all really sex workers, is what they like to call their daughters. It's a pretty amazing political party. Well, welcome back. And we remain at 888-630-9625. The mailbag questions in my hand. Getting ready to go on that. President Trump arrived in China. He flew Air Force One out of Washington, D.C. about 3 p.m. yesterday afternoon. It took a long time for Air Force One to arrive in China. The overnight flight, and of course you have big time change being China, far away, different time zone, all that stuff. Too complicated for Democrats to understand. But the president arrived and they had the Chinese communists. They brought out a band, a Chinese communist marching band. They brought out a bunch of slaves, Democrats love slavery. They're the party of slavery. They love Chinese slavery. They love illegal alien slavery. And they love slavery back in the old days when they started the Civil War, the Democrat Party did. But President Trump arriving in communist China and being greeted like he's the president of the United States. They sound like they're attacking, don't they? They're going to climb over the Great Wall of China with pointed sticks. And a bunch of slaves dressed in white uniforms with red Chinese flags, communist flags. And another reminder why Republicans shouldn't be the red party in the United States. Democrats need to be the red party in the United States because they are the communist party in the 21st century in the United States. But the Chinese communist rows of people dressed just slaves, Chinese communist slaves. They're about 1.5 billion slaves, and they beat them. They steal their organs if they want them. The Democrats harvest the organs of the unborn babies that they kill by the millions, and they harvest the organs in that great wonderful stuff. So the president arrived in China. Their place is full of communists. They wave their little red flags. They have their little red books. The left is red. The United States of America is the only country in the world where conservatives are identified with the color red, and the left is identified with the color blue. That is completely ridiculous. The Speaker of the House, President Trump, everyone needs to step up and say, all right, no more of this. We're going to restore normal, and we're going to make the left red in the United States, just like the Chinese communist flags. And wherever you go, the left, they're all about red, except here, when the Democrats decided a couple of decades ago, we used to, every 4 years, presidential elections, the TV networks and the newspapers would switch, but importantly, the TV networks, because they have graphics on TV and stuff, they used to switch back and forth every 4 years. Like in 1976, the Democrat Party is going to be red, and the Republican Party is going to be blue. Then in 1980, you'd swap it, and the Republicans would be red, Democrats would be blue, swap back and forth, and then one year, when the Democrats were blue, Tim Russert, no longer with us, a good guy, and Tim Russert, he had been a Democrat Hill staffer before becoming an NBC News anchor, because that's the path to anchoring for left-wing networks, is Democrat Party politics. But they all got into a room and said, let's stop this switching back and forth thing. And since we're here, let's make the Democrats blue, and we'll make the Republicans red. And all the Democrats in the room said, yeah, good idea, and we'll stick with that. And that's what communists do. But they're the Reds, make no mistake. They're more red, the Democrat Party in America, than they've ever been in the history of the Democrat Party and the history of this country. But never mind that. Never mind that. Now, there are other wild things that I'd like to get to because there are a lot of crazy Democrats on the loose out there. There was a funny moment, and it's all over the Twitter now. Piers Morgan, remember him? He used to be a British person or something. He tweeted out a picture of the 5 white men late night talk show hosts that all the networks have hired. They used to have Chelsea Handler on there, but I think what happened there? Too trampy or something? I don't know what that was all about, but maybe. I don't know. You can't be too trampy for a Democrat, though. Come on. You could be like patient zero for monkeypox, and you've spread it worldwide because you're such a tramp, and they'd run you for office. They'd run you for Congress. But here it is, the picture of, who do we have here? We've got Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert and Seth Meyers and some other white guy. Oh, John Oliver. See, I don't even recognize John Oliver. But here it is. They're, what are they, in solidarity with Stephen Colbert, who's leaving his job soon because his ratings are terrible and they pay too much for a show that gets such bad ratings. But he's the victim of the story because they're all cross-dressers, honestly. But here they are. And Piers Morgan writes, great to see America's late-night TV show hosts come together yesterday. They're all coming together in solidarity because they're communists, and they think it's the solidarity movement in the Soviet Union in Poland in the 1980s. It's not. But Piers Morgan said, great to see the American late-night TV show hosts come together yesterday. as a shining example of the DEI they love preaching about. You know, the diversity, equity, and inclusion. And here it is, 5 white guys that they look like they could be from the same mother. They could be from the same family. And this is their diversity. This is their equity. This is their inclusion. This is all the networks they got together. And they all picked white guys to pay like $15 million each a year to do Democrat Party propaganda. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that wonderful? Yes, indeed. Yeah. Now, with that said, let's get back to the crazy Democrat. Which crazy Democrats? Let's get to Chris Van Hollen and Democrat Senator Chris Van Hollen, who loves illegal alien gang members that beat their baby mamas and are guilty of human trafficking and have been caught on camera smuggling a truckload of illegal aliens. And then you get the pregnant baby mama and you beat her to a pulp. And then you marry her in prison. And then you go home and beat her again after the Democrats get you out of prison because the Democrats want more crime. You know this by all of their policies and all of their efforts. And Chris Van Hollen is one of those. He, of course, went to El Salvador to hang out with his buddy Kilmore Abrego Garcia. Hey, Kilmore, are you going to kill more women's? You're a real lady killer. It doesn't have the same meaning that it used to have, these people. But Chris Van Hollen is, believe it or not, a U.S. senator, not a good person. And yesterday there was a hearing on Capitol Hill, and the FBI director was there, Kash Patel. And there was a Kash Patel article a couple of months ago. Who was that? It was like Vanity Fair, one of the left-wing rags that wrote this slanderous, scandalous piece about Kash Patel, saying that Kash Patel, the FBI director, really liked to drink, and that he drank during the day, during work. And sometimes people would call him and they couldn't get a hold of him. And they implied that that's because he's such a drunk. And this is what they're saying, what they wrote in the story. And it was denied and debunked, and other people came forward and said this is ridiculous and all of that good stuff. But Chris Van Hollen said, I don't care if it's been debunked. I'm a slanderous prostitute. That's what Chris Van Hollen said when he introduced himself. That was kind of weird, wasn't it? And Chris Van Hollen with the FBI director, Kash Patel, who is an Indian American, and Chris Van Hollen is a white racist. He's such a racist. And all the media people, they're racist too. Yeah, but there's slanderous piece written about Kash Patel, which has been debunked and dismissed, and Chris Van Hollen doesn't care. So Kash Patel was sitting there, and he was trying to be tolerant, but he had had enough after a while, and it sounded a little bit like this. Here's soundbite number 6. Democrat Senator Chris Van Hollen, who loves Kilmore Abrego Garcia, attacking the FBI director because he's a partisan, communist.
Multiple reports, including reporting by The Atlantic, have alleged episodes of excessive drinking, unexplained absences, and behavior that concern current and former FBI and DOJ officials. You have publicly denied those allegations and filed a defamation lawsuit. So today, as you testify before Congress, is it your testimony that those allegations are categorically false?
Unequivocally, categorically false.
Unequivocally, and you know that, but Chris Van Hollen isn't interested in getting the truth out or honesty, or he's interested in being a slanderous Soviet Pol Pot loving commie. Amazing stuff.
You're a prostitute.
Clearly, and obviously. And it's being covered all over the world, even Al Jazeera today. FBI Director Kash Patel fires back at drinking allegations. Al Jazeera, they drink less. They're on the peninsula, so we got that. But Chris Van Hollen, he tees it up because he knows this is his line of attack.
So there have been no occasions when your security detail had difficulty waking or locating you. Is that right?
Nope, it's a total farce. I don't even know where you get this stuff, but it doesn't make it credible because you say so.
The Atlantic.
I'm not saying it, Director Patel. It's been written and documented.
You are literally saying it.
No, I'm saying that these are reports.
You just said it.
Unlike your baseless reports, the only person that was slinging margaritas in El Salvador on the taxpayer dollar with a convicted gangbanging rapist was you. The only person that ran up a $7,000 bar tab in Washington, D.C. at the lobby bar was you.
How much was that bar tab? 1,000. thousands of dollars at bar tab. This guy, did he have a lot of Russian hookers? Because you know how the Democrats are with their Russian hookers. That goes back to John F. Kennedy, you know, fiddle and faddle in the swimming pool in the White House. That's where the White House briefing room is now. And the news media. Here's The Atlantic wrote that slanderous piece about him. That's what the crook who loves human traffickers and wife beaters, that's Chris Van Hollen, loves the baby mama beaten illegal alien gang members because, and here's the Atlantic. They decided to weigh in after Chris Van Hollen came running to their lion defense. Kash Patel's performative deflections. This is the word of the week, performative, because they're at a congressional hearing today. The FBI director seemed unafraid of any repercussions and more interested in scoring partisan points that go viral. Now, that's actually the opposite. And David A. Graham, who lies for a living at The Atlantic, is a Democrat bootlick, a fluffer, if you will. And no, it's actually Chris Van Hollen who's hurling these slurs that he's hoping will go viral. And of course they did. The news media is mostly in his pants, well, in his camp. But it's more fun if you say in his pants because the Democrats. So during a Senate subcommittee hearing, Democrats tried, really, Chris Van Hollen, a variety of avenues to pin down FBI Director Kash Patel on reports about the Bureau that publicizing left-wing Atlantic piece. Law enforcement as about his personal conduct. And it was a simple question from Senator Chris Van Hollen at the end that produced the most telling response. No, that's a lie. The Atlantic is, they lied about Kash Patel, they lied about all this stuff. Chris Van Hollen.
The only individual in this room that has been drinking on taxpayer dime during the day
polygraphing
you.
Director Patel, come on. These are serious allegations that were made against you. They're
allegations
that
are
you
false.
filed.
You drinking margaritas with a gangbanger is true and
it just goes to show you
running a $7,000 bar tab at the lobby bar has been filed by your own office.
This goes to show
drink during the day. That's you. This is the ultimate example of hypocrisy.
Chairman,
I will not be tarnished by baseless allegations and fraudulent statements from the media.
Oh, this is going well, I think. That's Chris Van Hollen, and they're just he's just a tabloid slanderer. You can't sue him because he was in a hearing. But if he goes on television and says the same thing, I think Kash Patel should sue him for $160 million. And the $7,000 bar tab for Chris Van Hollen. Again, what do you have, like Tren de Aragua over to the bar? And that's okay. When you're a Democrat, you know that the Washington Post is not looking into that because it's good to be a Democrat.
This
the only individual in this room
allegations
that has been drinking on.
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
How did I lose weight? And I did. Lean right here. I did. I love this stuff. Listen, Brickhouse Nutrition been with me for a long time. So chatting with Miles, I'm up at like 235. True story. I never minded being 235, but you know what minded? My knees that were falling apart and my back. I'm like, I don't know what, before I started really lifting, probably about 190. So 235 was a lot. I said, I got to lose some LBs, Miles. He said, Dan, we're going to sick our team of docs and researchers on it, and we're going to get you a really good product because I don't want to take a lot of these needles and stuff. You know what he did? He got lean. He got lean. I got lean, using lean, LEA, and the product works. Me and Paula both use it. I'm now down about 200, 202. Losing weight's a pain. I've been there. You look in the mirror, you're getting a little gooey as you get older. No good. Brickhouse Nutrition is one of the best products out there. Works like most of these GLP ones. Also, those weight loss injections. They help control blood sugar and curb appetite, so you eat less. There's really no mystery how they work. But that's what lean was created to do without the needles, but it replicates the benefits of these injections. Lean supports healthy blood sugar, helps reduce spikes and cravings. It drives snacking and cravings. I'm telling you, I can vouch for it. I use it myself. Get healthier, lose those unnecessary pounds, right? Lean goes a step further. Helps your body burn fat, turn it into energy instead of storing it. No prescriptions, no needles. You've been thinking about losing weight. Let's go. No more wasted time. Try it today. Just give it a shot. I'm not confident it's going to work for you. Go to brickhousenutrition.com/Dan. Use promo code Dan, my first name, for 20% off. Paula just bought some of this last night. Bought some of this. Brickhousenutrition.com/Dan. Promo code Dan. Pick up your bottle of lean today. Give it a shot. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. It's not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. It's not a substitute or alternative for care from a healthcare provider. Thank you, Brickhouse Nutrition, for giving it a shot.
All right, class. Tell me about your weekend. Leo?
Well, my sister wanted to go camping, so my parents took us in our new Nissan Pathfinder through a mountain trail.
Thank you, Leo.
No, it's not over yet. My brother wanted to explore some caves, so we drove up a bunch of steep hills, and then we...
With its V6 engine and 9-speed automatic transmission, the Nissan Pathfinder can power your adventure. That's why J.D. Power ranks Nissan #1 in new vehicle mainstream brands. The 6-powered Nissan Pathfinder. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Central Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. $4, $6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price of participation may vary. Single items, regular price. Prices may be higher in California and Hawaii.
They say higher education is outdated, irrelevant. We say don't settle for the status quo.
At Grand Canyon University, we shatter it.
We lead with a pioneering spirit in classrooms that are incubators for bold ideas.
GCU empowers learners of every generation, on campus, online, and hybrid learning environments.
This is purpose-driven education. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu.
You can't predict the future, but you can prepare for it. Arizona State University is building degrees for what's ahead, taught by world-class faculty who are shaping our future. Explore over 350 programs offered online at asuonline.asu.edu.
The Derek Hunter Show every single weekday here from 3 to 6 p.m. on WMAL.
All right. Yeah, the back and forth. Democrat Senator Chris Van Hollen loves Tred de Aragua. He loves gang members that beat their pregnant baby mamas, and they're human traffickers, and the Democrats love them. And the back and forth thing with the FBI Director Kash Patel yesterday. Oh yeah, will you take a test? There's a test to see if you're an alcoholic. And Kash Patel said, yeah, you're an alcoholic. You take the test.
Are you willing to take the test? It's called the audit test that members of our active duty military and others take to determine whether they have a drinking problem?
Take the monkeypox.
I'll take any test you're willing to take.
I will take it, Director Patel. I'll take it. You ready to take it?
Let's go.
Yes or no?
Let's go. Side by side.
How many times does he have to say it? Side by side. We'll go in and we'll take it together. This is our Congress, the highest levels of the United States government. An Atlantic article. By the way, the FBI director has not only denied what the Atlantic typed about him, he's sued them for $250 million. The FBI director, Kash Patel, has sued the Atlantic magazine for $250 million over the article. I noticed that Chris Tred de Aragua Van Hollen didn't mention the $250 million lawsuit against the magazine for publishing these slanderous smears and lies. But Chris Van Hollen doesn't care because he's a Democrat. And when he's done with this, he's going to get back to helping out Iran in any way that he can, as all the Democrats are doing. And again, I'm going back and forth with an FBI friend of mine who said, hey, let's not forget the Democrats undermining the Iran war, the United States undermining the United States, the Iran war, backing up the Ayatollahs in Iran. Are they any different from Tokyo Rose, from Axis Sally during World War II? The Axis Sally, of course, the Nazi propagandist lady, Tokyo Rose, the Japanese propagandist lady. The Democrat Party, Barack Obama, they're in the Tokyo Rose camp. I think there's no doubt about that. And of course, they were thrown into prison forever at the end of World War II. Then, Hanoi Jane Hanoi Jane, of course, supporting the North Vietnamese and the Viet Cong and the Soviet communists during the Vietnam War. Her father was ashamed of her and embarrassed, humiliated by her. Then Ted Turner married her because, she was exercising a lot. I think it was because she was exercising a lot. One of America's leading capitalists at that time, I'll use a euphemism and say dating one of America's leading communists.
This is the Chris Plant Show.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 10:30. Good morning. I'm John Matthews. President Trump was greeted by hundreds of Chinese teenagers chanting and waving flags in unison as he stepped off of Air Force One for a summit with Chinese leader Xi Jinping. The meat of the summit does not start until tomorrow when the two leaders hold bilateral talks and take part in a formal banquet. The talks expected to focus on the Iran war, trade, and Taiwan. U.S. wholesale inflation came in hot last month, with producer prices rising 6% from a year earlier as the 10-week Iran war pushed up energy prices and put pressure on companies to pass along higher costs to consumers. The number is much higher than economists had forecast. A week after rejecting a property tax increase to fully fund the school budget, some members of the Montgomery County Council want to again consider a smaller property tax hike. The change comes after the school superintendent warned of hundreds of school employees being laid off. Traffic and weather next.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Steve Hirshhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
On the outer loop of the Beltway, very heavy and slow still from Old Georgetown Road down toward the American Legion Bridge. On the inner loop, you'll find it slow southbound from Route 50 down to 214 Central Avenue. Also on the inner loop in delays from just before Braddock Road up to I-66. Then across the Legion Bridge into Montgomery County from Fairfax County. 66 looking pretty good right now. 95 southbound, just a brief slowdown at the Occoquan. 270 Spur is still very slow down from the lane divide to the outer loop. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Storms roll in this afternoon. We'll have a high of 77. It is 69 at Reagan National. John Matthews, WMAL News.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we know you're no stranger to setting big goals, whether in school, at work, or in life. And you're ready for more. At UMGC, we offer the skills-based education you need to move your career forward. Learn how to apply AI, data science, and other emerging tech, plus gain skills in leadership and critical thinking. You've come far. Succeed again. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
You've built a life, a career, a family, but maybe there's one goal you've been putting on hold. At Jefferson Community College, it's never too late to earn your college degree. With flexible programs, supportive faculty, and a campus close to home, Jefferson is built for busy adults, just like you. And now, through the SUNY Reconnect program, certain degrees can be earned tuition-free for eligible adults. Invest in yourself. Your future starts now at Jefferson Community College. Learn more at sunyjefferson.edu.
Join me, Vince Colonnese, Wednesday, May 20th at 6 p.m. for our WMAL listener grand opening party at the new Bourbon Boulevard Reserve at Dulles Town Center. Book your table at bbsteaks.com. That's bbsteaks.com.
Payroll's running, 401k added. So simple. Who the? Hey there, I'm you with Gusto Payroll. You look so relaxed. Sure, payroll's done. Compliance is covered and even signed the new lease. Love this for me.
Doc, am I seeing double?
Just me with more gusto. Get crystal clear payroll, benefits, and HR so you can double down in your business. Choose the future with Gusto.
Every Nissan Frontier is battle tested. Its frame is twisted. Its door slammed 13,920 times. And its bed drop tested over and over. We do all that to the V6 powered Frontier, so you never have to hold back. Nissan, ranked number one in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Newer models may be shown.
Not planning today can cost you tomorrow. Stop worrying and start planning with Trajan Wealth. Contact Trajan today at 202-750-3300 or go to TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
You've built a life, a career, a family, but maybe there's one goal you've been putting on hold. At Jefferson Community College, it's never too late to earn your college degree. With flexible programs, supportive faculty, and a campus close to home, Jefferson is built for busy adults, just like you. And now, through the SUNY Reconnect program, certain degrees can be earned tuition-free for eligible adults. Invest in yourself. Your future starts now at Jefferson Community College. Learn more at sunyjefferson.edu.
WMAL, making sense of the markets, because generational wealth doesn't build itself. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
You know, the Democrats, they're the Socialist Workers' Party of Germany. I mean, of America. And no, we're the Democratic Socialists of America. Yeah. But they've got a lot of not very bright people that went to all the right schools. KTLA in Los Angeles, California, big TV station there. They got a newsroom and all that stuff. They've got a reporter named Annie Rose Ramos. And she's trying to interview this Los Angeles candidate, Xavier Becerra, right? Xavier Becerra. And this is kind of a great moment because Xavier Becerra, he's running for governor now, California, former member of the House of Representatives, Democrat cabinet official, considered to be the biggest liar in the whole cabinet when he was in the cabinet. And now he's running for governor because Democrats lie and fail up. They lie and fail upward. That's their thing. But listen to this as the Annie Rose Ramos is trying to interview Xavier Becerra, Democrat running for governor, California, former House member, former Democrat cabinet member. And here he is explaining to the reporter what she can ask about. And really, it's just a profile. You're just going to make me look good. You're going to ask me things that make me look strong and powerful and potent. And you probably want to date me like I'm Eric Swalwell and you're a Chinese secret agent. So it went like this.
By the way, this is a profile piece. This is not a gotcha piece, right?
Look, I think these questions are fair. It's in order to learn about you as a candidate.
So long as it's about the profile.
I don't know how you define profile, but I'd like to begin the interview.
The way I describe profile is you talk about all the things that I've done, things I want to do, and along with some tough questions, but not only tough questions.
Yeah, and so he's telling her how the interview is going to go. Because this is what the fascists do in a totalitarian regime, authoritarian regimes. The government officials tell the fake news. I got to say, I give her credit. Annie Rose Ramos but explained she gave the perfect answer. I've got questions here, and she's got a notepad in front of her with questions. And she prepared maybe with producers beforehand for the interview. And he's telling her what you're going to talk about and how the interview is going to go. And it's going to be about how great I am. And none of these gotcha questions, none of these hard. It's not like I'm Republican. You're not going to do that. And she said, well, I've got, and she gave, I thought, a very good answer. Annie Rose Ramos did. And then I didn't watch to see whether she beat him up in the interview. But when you're a Democrat, this is what you expect. You show up at the Los Angeles station. He's running in California. And you tell the reporter how the interview is going to go and what it's going to be about. And you ask questions. It's a profile, right? It's not some hard-hitting piece with gotcha questions or anything like that. No, absolutely not.
These questions are fair. It's in order to learn about you as a candidate.
I thought that Annie Rose Ramos was doing just fine. and I give her credit. But the Democrats, they behave as fascists behave because they've grown accustomed to being spoiled brats with news media, giving them tongue baths all over the place and getting in the hot tub with the blue oil so the Democrats can wait around together with each other. Isn't that amazing? But that's typical Democrat stuff, that they'll tell the reporter how the interview is going to go and what they're going to cooperate in and all that good stuff. So listen, let's go to the next soundbite number 11, because here is Los Angeles again. Mayoral candidate. There's a candidate running for mayor there whose name is Nithya, Nithya. That's what galaxy is she from? Nithya Raman on a podcast. And listen, a lot of Angelinos, because if you're from Los Angeles, you're an Angelino. And if there's more than one, then you're Angelinos, right? Angelinos. Hey, Nithya Raman, a lot of people live here don't like the way that things are going. And maybe the Democrats aren't moving fast enough to wreck everything. Don't we need more drug-addicted, mentally ill, homeless gang members all over the sidewalks of New York?
For a lot of Angelinos, it feels like we are moving in the wrong direction rather than in the right direction. If you feel like the country is moving in the wrong direction, and if you feel like establishment democratic politics
not the city,
is not feeling that urgency to solve those issues or to prevent them from happening, people lose faith in government, and we need to offer it an honest response. Otherwise, people will turn to fascism, to mini Trump, which is who I think Spencer Pratt really represents.
Yes, Spencer Pratt, who isn't really a Republican, but his head is not wedged completely and utterly into his dark and remote location, as is the case with every Democrat in America. And I notice how Nithya Raman changed it. People, Angelinos, that's people of Los Angeles. She immediately says, nationwide, Trump, fascism, mini Trump. He's a mini Trump. And so they're running against Trump. They're mentally ill. Everybody's a fascist. And this was hours after the Democrats gathered in Brooklyn, New York, mobs of Democrats dressed like Middle Eastern terrorists, violently attacking a Jewish synagogue and a Jewish school where the children were fleeing, and they're terrorizing them like the Nazis that they are. So when we're concerned, and there's a sword fight. Errol Flynn was out there, and they're fighting. They're attacking the Jews. You guys, the turn toward fascism, you've already made the turn, okay? You guys attack every synagogue, every Jewish school, every Jew on a college campus. You want Israel to be wiped out from the river to the sea, just like Hamas does and Iran does. I don't think you guys are in a position to call anybody fascist, you goose-stepping, kinky freak shows, honestly. And this is what they do. They attack the synagogues, they attack the Jewish schools, they attack... I don't know if you guys know what the word fascist means. I'm pretty sure you don't. But I know if you're looking for the rise of fascism in America, you should probably smell yourselves. Because you guys are supporting jihadis who lie on their visa applications to come into the United States. And aren't you a gang of... Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Listen, it is mailbag. So everybody's a fascist. And then, hey, cut to the same people violently attacking the synagogue yesterday while they're, who are the defenders of the faith? And I got to tell you, you people, absolutely ridiculous. I'm embarrassed for all of you. Since you can't be embarrassed for yourselves. Today is Mailbag Day. Today is Mailbag Day on the Chris Plante Show. Hump Day in the Clinton household in New York or whichever multi-million-dollar mansion they're in now. Hump Day, that means Hillary has to get out of the house, go find her best girl to hang out with, because, and Bill Clinton, then maybe the Energizer, whoever comes over to test his heart, which isn't going very well. But there we have it, the mailbag. Let's go to the mailbag. And Kevin put together the mailbag questions today. Kevin Tober did. And question number 1, Phil asks, "Hi, Chris, you often talk about the big board, hard breaks, running out the clock. Chris, can you tell us more about the behind-the-scenes things that make the show run like a well-lubricated machine?" Kind of like a Swiss watch that's been run over by a bulldozer. That's the thing here. What's the role of all the staff? I've heard the names Michael, Jasmine, Kevin, etc. Well, Phil, there is an NPR show, National Panhandler Radio, and they're on for the same amount of time that we're on every day. And they have a staff of 33. 33. Is that Some Things Considered? I think it's called Some Things Considered. They have a staff of 33 people. And I can tell you, Phil, that this show is driven by me and by Michael Piercy, who's sitting across from me in the studio right now. We trade text messages. We have a text thread between me and Michael. We have another text thread, me, Michael, Randy, and Kevin, right? And that's it. And Kevin doesn't work here full time, and Randy doesn't work here at all. Randy runs the Chris Plant store, and he's been running the Laura Ingram store, and for a long time the Tucker Carlson store, and all the stores for like that. And Randy's a great friend, and we go out and drink beers and things. In fact, I'll probably ping him this afternoon since it's National Cocktail Day. It's National Cocktail Day today, and might have to call him on that. But we have today on phones, we have Maria Leaf. Maria Leaf is one of our news reporters here at the radio station, the mothership radio station, WMAL in Washington, D.C. And she's not assigned to our show full time. In fact, only Michael Piercy and I are assigned to the show full time. Nobody else is assigned to the show full time. There are no teams of producers. Michael Piercy is the producer of the show and the executive producer of the show, because we had to get him a promotion, and so he's the executive producer, and I'm the host of the show. And then we have every day of the week, we have somebody on phones, usually, and very often it's Jasmine. And Jasmine is wonderful, and we love Jasmine, but she's not a full-time staffer, even at the radio station, right? Even at the radio station, much less on this show. So this ain't NPR. And Kevin Tober does some work at the radio station, right? But Kevin is a friend of the show, and he's a great guy and a great American, and he's doing all kinds of wonderful things in his life and his career. And he helps us with the show, and he posts our social media things. In fact, what did Kevin post today? He posted something this morning that he put out there, and we were amused. We enjoyed it because Kevin was listening to the open of the show, and he pulled a quote from me. Kevin Tober did, the Chris Plant logo and a picture of me, and a quote, "When they aren't carjacking you and robbing 7-Elevens, Democrats are stealing congressional seats." And Kevin posted that quote from me from hour one of the show today, and Kevin does a great deal of that. And Kevin is wonderful, and he's very generous and charitable because, I don't think we pay him. I know the show doesn't pay him anything. And Kevin helps. But really, Michael, I got to say, Phil, Michael and I put on the show. And now you say the big board. The big board is kind of funny. Is really just a little, what is this computer screen, 17 inches or something. And I have the call screening program on this computer screen, but it's a normal desktop computer screen. In the old studio, we had a big screen on the wall that had the call screening program on it. And it has the names of the people calling in, their locations, where they're calling from, and one line of what they want to say, like Patel should sue Chris Van Hollen for defamation, and like that. But really, Phil, there are very few of us. It's me and Michael, and I think Michael's lazy, and Michael thinks I'm lazy. So we put the show together, and we come in and we meet a little bit before the show, but mostly we're texting back and forth and sharing links to stories and to sound bites and things like that. The big board is this call screening program. The hard breaks. There are moments. We love our sponsors, and when it's time to go to our commercial break, sometimes you absolutely have to start like at 29 minutes and 50 seconds after, and you absolutely must go then. And we can't, if I keep talking, they just cut me off. I'm just cut off, and it goes like that. So that's the hard break. That's what a hard break is. And running out the clock is I'm supposed to stop talking at 29 minutes and 50 seconds after. And I sometimes run over the end because it turns out I'm talkative. But not a big staff. And Michael, Jasmine, honestly, today Maria Leaf. We have Jeff, who's an engineer at the radio station, and sometimes he's answering the phones because we don't have a full-time staff because nobody cares. Nobody cares. And, it's tough. It's a tough world out there in the radio world. And that's yes, sir. Thank you, Phil. I could go on and on about that forever, but then I'd start asking for more staff, which I'll never get. I'll never get here anyway. So we have that. And then 2A to Protect USA, Second Amendment to Protect the USA, asks, Chris, we are about the same age, and music you play on your show rekindles some great memories associated with great times. I just bought Chicago's Chicago Transit Authority, CTA Classic album, their first album, for the third time. He bought it. Yeah, all my albums disappeared on me, too. I was wondering if you recall it, your thoughts. Oh, of course, I recall, growing up in Chicago and CTA, their first album. Great. And Chicago, I was commenting on Chicago. I was listening to him in the car yesterday or the day before with my best girl. And I said to my best girl, bands are better when they have a brass section, when they have a horn section. And Chicago, of course, had a horn section. And I think that's really cool. I think it's really great. Yeah, I love Chicago, the band Chicago, the singer, just one of the great voices. Men used to have great singing voices back then. Now it's different. It's different, I've got to say. So we got that. But yeah, certainly great stuff. And I had the album. All my DVDs, or what are they, CDs, have vanished into ether. And then the Apple iTunes made half my music disappear somehow. That's rather frustrating. Might have to buy everything all over again. I don't like that. I have at least two more mailbag questions coming up. You have Chicago there, don't you? Got a little Chicago. See, and I really do think that a brass section, a horn section for a band, an Earth, Wind, and Fire, Chicago, a bunch of bands had horn sections back then. Big band sound, great stuff. And I think we play some Chicago in our mix, don't we? A great band, great singers, and come on, a brass section, a horn section in your rock band. How cool is that? And they said, yeah, well, we've got a horn section. We don't care if you do or not. As I was walking down the street one day, great stuff.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Hey, America, want to save $1,000 and get free internet forever? That was a rhetorical question. Switch to Spectrum and save $1,000 guaranteed. Seriously, you can hold us to it. We call it the Spectrum Savings Guarantee. Just switch 4 mobile lines to Spectrum and we'll give you free fiber-powered internet forever. Yeah, free internet forever. And we guarantee $1,000 of real savings in your first year, or we'll cover the difference. It's a guaranteed no-brainer. Learn more at spectrum.com/free forever. Spectrum Internet is powered by fiber and connected to the premises by coaxial lines. Restrictions apply.
Every Nissan Frontier is battle-tested. Its frame is twisted. Its door slammed 13,920 times. And its bed drop-tested over and over. We do all that to the V6-powered Frontier, so you never have to hold back. Nissan, ranked #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Newer models may be shown.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And through Friday at Mattress Firm, you can get a Sealy mattress in any size for only $494.99. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep Easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Wendy's new Biggie Deals lets you choose whatever you're in the mood for. It's like a music mixing board of deals, and you're the producer. Go with some chill folk music with a JBC in the $4 Biggie Bite snack. Try the drum and bass of deals with a double stack in the $6 Biggie bag. Or go full-on sandwich symphony with an $8 Biggie bundle, the grand finale of snacking. And the best part? They all come with napkins. $4, $6, and $8 Biggie Deals how you want them at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
You've built a life, a career, a family, but maybe there's one goal you've been putting on hold. At Jefferson Community College, it's never too late to earn your college degree. With flexible programs, supportive faculty, and a campus close to home, Jefferson is built for busy adults, just like you. And now, through the SUNY Reconnect program, certain degrees can be earned tuition-free for eligible adults. Invest in yourself. Your future starts now at Jefferson Community College. Learn more at sunyjefferson.edu.
Hey, it's Vince. As a car guy, when a shop genuinely blows me away, I tell people I recommend PCU Fast in Chantilly for powder-coated wheels, damaged wheel repair, and refinishing. Cerakote and powder coating for all kinds of parts, plus ceramic coatings and paint correction. OEM quality or full custom, they do it fast. They protected the finish on my new car so it stays showroom fresh and it looks awesome. If you want your wheels and paint looking brand new again without the wait, do what I did. Visit PCUfast.com or call 703-705-9220.
Out on the road, it helps to have a partner like the Love's Rewards app. Download Love's Rewards and get great deals, like a free Love's coffee or fountain drink. Just buy any four, any size, and get the fifth one free. Love's Rewards. Save and earn at every turn. Terms apply. See website for details.
Imagine having complete clarity about your health, not just test results, but a clear plan built around you. Today, body scans and lab tests are easy to access, but true peace of mind comes from understanding what they mean and what to do next. At Princeton Longevity Center, we go beyond testing to deliver clarity, strategy, and physician-led care designed to help protect and extend your life. Our patients work directly with board-certified physicians specializing in preventive and longevity medicine. Not algorithms, not generic reports, but real doctors who understand your history, your risks, and your goals. Yes, we use advanced imaging and comprehensive diagnostics, but what truly matters is what comes next. We interpret the results, connect the dots, and deliver a physician-led personalized plan you can act on with confidence. Because information alone doesn't change outcomes. At Princeton Longevity Center, your care doesn't end with a test. It begins there. Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com. That's 888-8000-PLC.
Chris Plant here. Tired of dating online and want to meet real people face to face? Let the professional matchmakers at It's Just Lunch help. After a confidential interview, your personal matchmaker hand selects quality matches for you. They pre-screen every date and they'll book your reservations at the best spots in town. All you have to do is show up and be yourself. Let It's Just Lunch help you turn new beginnings into lasting connections. Call 202-466-4333 or visit itsjustlunchdc.com.
The Nissan Rogue. Pack it. Push it. Rev it. Rip it. Test it. Trust it. Drive it. They can take it. The 2026 Nissan Rogue. Built for all the noisy, crazy, happy chaos you can throw at it. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. For JD Power 2025 U.S. Central Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
WMAL, making sense of the vote because elections have consequences. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
See, Chicago. Oh, when I'm with you. One of the great voices in all of rock and roll, and the horn section, just great stuff. I'll get back to the mailbag. Blaze, with the Blaze question. If courts are going to be reshaped so certain issues come out the right way politically, then what's the point of pretending courts are independent? I agree with you completely, Blaze. And I've always said I expect judges to rule based on the law and the Constitution. Democrat judges and justices all rule on behalf of the Democrat Party, which has to do with how corrupt they are and what thieves they are. You know, when they're not carjacking you and robbing a 7-Eleven. They're stealing congressional seats. And there it is. So I don't want the courts reshaped to come out with conservative verdicts. I want the courts to respect the law and the Constitution. The Democrat Party, they put judges in that will always decide with the party. And Blaze says, shouldn't journalists be asking politicians whether this turns the judiciary into just another political arm? Well, yes, the most corrupt institution in America, Blaze, is the media. And they're in the hot tub with the Democrats. And yeah, I want the courts to be straight. This came up on our text thread yesterday with Randy and Kevin and Michael, as a matter of fact, because the Democrats, their judges are always doing outrageous things on behalf of the party. And I just want, Justice Roberts and everybody else to rule in favor of the law and the Constitution. And Rock Chick 111. That's coming up.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 11. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews. President Trump is likely in bed in Beijing, where it is 11 o'clock at night, a couple of hours after he arrived there.
The president says that trade will be his first discussion. On Truth Social, the president posting this. He says, quote, I'll be asking President Xi, a leader of extraordinary distinction, to open up China so that these brilliant people can work their magic and help bring the People's Republic to an even higher level. Now, the list of CEO and business people in the Trump delegation, now 17 on the list, NVIDIA CEO Tim Cook, Elon Musk, the CEOs of Boeing, MasterCard, and representatives from Meta and more.
Fox News' Edward Lawrence. President Trump says he doesn't need China's help to cut a deal with Tehran, but China seems to have cut a deal on its own.
This Chinese supertanker crossed the Strait of Hormuz, carrying 2 million barrels of Iraqi oil. The Chinese shipper told the Wall Street Journal the vessel did not pay tolls when it crossed using the Iranian corridor. One other vessel crossed the strait today, and another finally delivered Qatari gas to the peacemaker in all of this, Pakistan. Let's go to Karg Island. That's Iran's vital oil hub. Not a single tanker has loaded there in 7 days. The U.S. naval blockade of Iranian ports is biting. We have little progress, no peace, high prices.
Fox Business' Lion Simonetti. As members try to balance the budget, a property tax increase is again being considered in Montgomery County.
Members of the county council are responding to a warning from the school superintendent that there would be cuts to the number of employees and to programs if the proposed school's budget is not fully funded. Council member Kristen Mink says essential services need to be funded.
The extent of the cuts to the MCPS request are too great.
The council earlier rejected a tax increase proposed by County Executive Mark Elrich. They will likely discuss a smaller increase later today. Matt Coates on WMAL and WMAL.com.
Moving this weekend's Preakness Stakes from Pimlico to Laurel has some wondering if it really is still the Preakness.
That's a very good question. Some traditionalists might think not, but I would say yes.
Mike Rogers is the executive vice president of the track operator. There will be changes, most notably no crowd of 100,000 plus. Attendance will be capped at 4,800 for the 151st running. First time outside Pimlico, which is being renovated, and the event hopes to return there next year. Ultimately, though, it's about the field and the race, Rogers tells 7 News.
All eyes are going to be on Laurel, so it's going to be pretty exciting.
Scott Lynn on WMAL and WMAL.com.
The pain is real for the second time this week, a hotter than expected inflation report.
Prices paid at the wholesale level before they reach consumers jumped in April. The producer price index rose 1.4% for the month. For the year ending in April, the PPI rose 6%. Economists were anticipating a 0.5% increase from March to April and 4.9% for the year ending in April. And also readings for March PPI were revised higher. Ginny Coselda, Fox News.
The Dow is down 270 points, but the NASDAQ is up 180. Up next, traffic and weather on WMAL.
This is Vince Colonnese, proud board member of Operation Raise the Roof. This May, during National Military Appreciation Month, we want to recognize a group that continues to stand strong for our military community. WMAL and its listeners. In recognition of your incredible support, Operation Raise the Roof is proud to name WMAL and all of its listeners honorary 4-star supporters for Military Appreciation Month, May 2026. Thanks to you, along with our partners Valor Home and leading publicly traded building product supplier QXO, Operation Raise the Roof has donated more than $750,000 to support veterans across our region. That means safer homes, stronger roofs, and peace of mind for the men and women who served our country. From all of us, thank you for helping us keep our veterans covered. But we need your help to do more, and we would love to have the support of every WMAL listener. Please visit WMAL.com/roof to donate or to nominate a veteran who may need support. Together, we can continue to put free roofs over our deserving American heroes in need.
Hey guys, if you're looking for the perfect Mother's Day gift, listen up. Goldbelly ships America's most legendary foods from iconic restaurants and chefs nationwide. So treat mom to Ina Garten's coconut cupcakes, Joe's Stone Crab dinner kits from Miami, or a New York bagel brunch. You can even send Magnolia Bakery's famous banana pudding or classic Ladurée macarons. Make Mother's Day unforgettable with flavors she loves, delivered anywhere in the country. Visit goldbelly.com and use promo code MOM for 20% off your first order.
Steve Hirshorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
We're in the building now on the outer loop, super slow from Stamp Road, Georgetown Road across the American Legion Bridge into Northern Virginia. Inner loop is also very slow now from after Route 50 down to an accident near Route 214, Central Avenue that was moved over to the shoulder just a little while ago. I-95 southbound still very slow across the Occoquan down to 123. Then you're in good shape northbound 95 heading up to Springfield. No major delays. And on 395 northbound, looking pretty good on the 14th Street Bridge inbound until you get to the district side where you're still a bit slow. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
As we get into the afternoon and the evening hours, some scattered showers, maybe a thunderstorm, a south breeze, 75 should do it. Tonight we'll fall back to about 53. Thursday morning, early, still a chance of showers. Then sunshine, breezy, 65 later. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stagicon, WMAL.
70 at Reagan National, John Matthews. News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
Tomorrow, President Trump will arrive in China for a high-stakes summit meeting with President Xi Jinping. Yeah, Trump is there to negotiate big trade deals with China, but I'm a little worried because he thinks Mandarin is the guy who carries around Baby Yoda. So it's going to be tough.
It's the old late-night TV comedians. The Republican presidents are dumb, and Joe Biden is smart. Isn't that amazing? It's good to be a Democrat. Ilhan Omar is smart. AOC is smart. In the media universe, it's amazing. Yes, sir. All Democrats are smarties. And I have two more mailbag questions that I would like to address here. But since this came up on the fly, the Newsweek magazine headline. This is a lot of fun. AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, a.k.a. Sandy Cortez, at her tree-lined high school. AOC surges to lead in 2028 primary. She's the president. She's the Democrats going to be their pick for president. And Fang might be the vice president. AOC surges to lead in 2028 primary for first time most accurate pollster. They have one pollster that's the most accurate pollster. Isn't that amazing? And Newsweek magazine, Andrew Stanton, a Democrat, typing on behalf of the party. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez surged to first place in the latest 2028 Democratic presidential primary poll. Sure, by Atlas Intel, the first to show the New York progressive leading her potential rivals. I think that's great. Democrat Party should run Fang and AOC and maybe Xi Jinping. Just amazing stuff. The 2028 presidential field is coming into view with candidates potentially announcing their campaigns as early as 2027 after the midterms. On the Democratic side, prospective candidates are already testing their messages and heeding It's amazing. It's just the primary states, they're all flying there to build up their name recognition and make inroads with voters. They should steal things from other people and then give it to the people they want to vote for them, at gunpoint, as usual. The new poll suggests Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has sizable support among Democrat voters, though other polls have not so far shown her with a lead. Just amazing stuff. So AOC is the leading Democrat, according to this pollster, at least, at this moment in history. Aren't they amazing? Yes, they are. Yes, sir. All right, now let's get back to the and I'll try to be rapid. Rock Chick 111. Rock Chick 111. That reminds me, is that Rock Chick the third? As I, but Ilhan Omar thinks that it's 111 because she thought it was World War 11. Remember, she was reading her idiot teleprompter. It's teleprompters for idiots. Isn't that amazing? And it's a World War 11 out there.
World War 11.
There you go. She should be catapulted into the ocean, deported and catapulted into the ocean. But isn't that amazing? Rock Chick 111 asks, "Hi, Chris. If you were a superhero, who would you be?" I think the perfect arrogant answer would be what? What would it be, Michael? I'd be me. I'd be me. Wait a minute, but you're not a superhero. I know, but the superheroes aren't actually real. I'm real. The thing, if you're a superhero, Michael Piercy and I talked about this morning because it's a fun question from Rock Chick 111. If you're a superhero, would you be? And Spider-Man is fun and cool. You swing around and the thing shoots out of your wrist and swing from building to building, and that's fun. And you're wearing your underwears and you're flying from building to building in New York and in Washington. Not as many tall buildings to fly from with your spider web thing. But fun. Spider-Man is fun. But I got to say, being a traditionalist and kind of ordinary next door neighbor kind of guy, I settled on Superman because, you still get to fly around in your underpants, but you're Superman. You can fly. You're faster than a speeding bullet. Come on. If you fight for truth, justice, and the American way, you're bulletproof. And when you're me, that comes in handy because Democrats, a lot of mental Democrats out there, they shouldn't be allowed to own guns. Most of them aren't, actually, because so many of them are felons already. But isn't that amazing? I got to say, I don't want to be boring, Rock Chick 111, but Superman and he's the, I got to say, when I was a kid, I was all about Superman and the Spider-Man thing came on fun. Batman, always fun, but he doesn't even have any superpowers. He's just a rich guy, and his parents made all the money. They lived in stately Wayne Manor, got the Batpole, Batmobile, all that stuff. Got Batgirl. That's pretty good. Of course, there's Supergirl too. I got to say, it's a boring answer, and I apologize, but I think it's the best answer because and in the movie he flew around the Earth so fast many times that he changed the rotation of the Earth and changed the passage of time because Lex Luthor was going to blow up California along the San Andreas Fault and knock it into the ocean. And then he would own all the new oceanfront property in Nevada and stuff. That was fun. But Superman fixed that. It's boring, but I think Superman. Flying, faster than a speeding bullet, truth, justice, the American way. Have they gotten rid of the American way and they're slowing? No, did they? They really did, didn't they? The comic book people with Superman. If I were Superman, I'd go destroy their building. I'd go there'd be rubble by the close of business today. Yeah, and who's that? Marvel Comics? That's DC Comics. And they changed the slogan, Truth, Justice, and the American Way. And they took away the American way. It's no longer Truth, Justice, and the American Way. Now it's just Truth and Justice, which is the American way. But clearly lefties took over at DC Comics. And they're like, no, not the American way. We can't have that. We're going to go firebomb some Jews now. We'll be back after dinner. Democrats. Mental. Yeah, I think boring, but I still think it's the best. He was the best flyer. Superman can fly just through the sky with his cape and stuff. Spider-Man has to swing from thing to thing, and a Batman just drives around and punches people and says kapow and stuff like that. Superman, much tougher. Much tougher. But there should be, and I know there are like 20 more superheroes. But they're not the OG. You know, the OG, the original gangster, is definitely Superman, going way back. Batman goes way back, too, to black and white movies and things like that. But still, he can't fly, and he's not bulletproof. I like flying. I really do like flying. And maybe that's part of it, is that, you know, I got to fly an F-16 one day. I got to fly an F-18. I've got to, jump out of airplanes and skydive three times, tandem jumps, nothing too big, but fun. My best girl wanted to jump out of an airplane when we were on vacation in Utah and stuff. But honestly, if I could just run down the hall, crash through the window, and fly away like Superman, I'd do that all day long. That'd be the coolest thing in the world. And you could go around and save people because you're faster than a speeding bullet. That's great. Great stuff. Yeah, so that's that. And I think this is our last and final mailbag question today. This from Chris in Alexandria. And he said, when I first started listening to your program in the fall of 2009, that's a long time ago, I noticed that your callers kept telling you, welcome back. Though I didn't understand where you had been or why they were, what they were referring to, why they were welcoming you back. How long were you off the air? And were there dark moments when you considered an entirely different line of work? Anyway, welcome back, he says. That's great. 2009. Well, thank you very much for the welcome back. That's great. Well, Chris in Alexandria, I was working only WMAL, the mothership station in Washington, D.C. at the time. And at that time, when I've been coming to the same studio every day for about 20 years, weekdays for about 20 years. When I started here, it was an ABC station. It was owned by ABC, the ABC network, and an ABC news station. And believe it or not, and I was doing the radio show. And then ABC sold their last radio stations. They only owned about 8 radio stations by that time. And they sold them all to a company called Citadel. And Citadel was run by a guy named Fareed Suleiman. And he flew around in the corporate jet and spent a lot of time in limousines and didn't go very well. And they weren't making money, Fareed Suleiman and Citadel. And not just the ABC stations, but a lot of other stations too. And so he decided that he had a great idea. He was going to get rid of every morning show, 9 a.m. to noon show across the country at all their stations, fire all the hosts, fire all the Michael Pierces, the producers, and the board operators, fire just start at 3-4 people at each radio station. How great is this? Fareed Suleiman thought. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to replace it with another radio show hosted by MSNBC morning hosts, right? Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski. And he said, this will be a great idea. We'll pay them millions of dollars to do a show that everyone despises, everyone hates, these left-wing frauds and liars, Joe and Mika and all that stuff.
Mika, you've got a mind meld with some people in North Korea.
And Fareed Suleiman and the Citadel Corporation decided they'd cancel all these shows and they would put Joe and Mika on. And Joe and Mika lied about it so much. It was such a lie. The whole thing was a fascist lie. They would, during the commercial breaks on their ridiculous TV show, they would sit there on the set and blather at each other for 3 minutes while they were in commercial. And then some poor producer in New York had to cobble that together. And they pretended that was 1 hour of talk radio. And it was a demonstration of mental illness and of criminality is what it was. And then they finished their stupid TV show. And in order to be paid millions of dollars by Fareed Suleiman and Citadel, they would do 1 hour sitting at their desk, but really just like 40 minutes, and then have somebody cut it up. And they called it a 2-hour radio show. And it was a catastrophe. And I believe here in the building, there's still a stack of emails that was sent to this radio station by listeners. And it's, if you're standing next to it, it's about knee high. It's about a knee high stack of emails, people saying, what have you done? And honestly, I went to, and all the salespeople were fleeing and leaving the station. And I was going to a going away party for one of the saleswomen, one of the top saleswomen. and at Clyde's bar restaurant near the radio station. And that was, now I left and I said, the guy that fired me, didn't really want to fire me, is still here. He's still the big boss here. And I just was talking to him in the hallway yesterday. We're friends and everything's great. And, we were friends the whole time. It wasn't his idea to fire me. When he fired me, he said, I wish I could say it was because of bad ratings. He said, I said, well, sorry. I'm sorry. But it was Jeff Bowden at the going away party for top saleswoman. And he said, hey, when I saw him at the thing, he said, hey, would you think about coming back? And I said, yeah, well, what are you talking about? I'm going to Santa Barbara for a month. I'm going to go ride my bike. But I have a cell phone. You can call me. And he did. And he said, look, it took about 6 months before the catastrophe that Fareed Suleiman created it just came down in ashes. We all fall down. And I think I was gone for about 6 months, wasn't I? 4 months, 6 months. I think it might have been 6 months. And I went to Santa Barbara for a month and rode my bike around. I did stuff. I had a nice time. And then came back and so there were people protesting in front of the radio station with signs. And the station knew it because the ratings went from really good to through the floor. And Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski, it was terrible, the whole thing. The show, it wasn't a radio show. It certainly wasn't a conservative talk radio show. It wasn't a talk radio show of any kind. Fareed Suleiman made a horrible, disastrous mistake. Citadel made a disastrous mistake. And then, so it went from ABC ownership to Citadel. And then it was taken over again by Cumulus, and Citadel sold to Cumulus, and they own the company now. And now I'm syndicated on 200,000 radio stations throughout the galaxy. And I'm still on the same floor. We moved studios across the hall because it's a new studio, but that's it. But yeah, that's what happened. I got fired and then I got hired back.
I understand the hypocrisy you talk about, and I'm probably guilty of it.
Yeah, that's, yeah. You got a mind meld with some people in North Korea, so that's good. Yeah, it was, and were there any dark moments when I considered an entirely different line of work? I thought about, going back to selling arms in Africa, which when I left CNN was one of the things that I looked at doing. But no, you know what? I kind of thought right away that Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski would fail, and that I would come back and do radio. Truth be told, and that's actually true. I did. I thought, well, that's not going to work. No, I wanted to stay in radio because I learned that radio is great fun, and I like it a lot. Now, Mother's Day, and that's our mailbag. Thank you, everybody. Mother's Day is one of the most beautiful moments of the year, of course. You share life-changing news on Mother's Day, don't you, at the dinner table? Maybe you've seen it before. Family gathered around the table. Someone stands up and says, next year, everyone, there's going to be a brand new mom in our family, a brand new mom at the table. There's nothing like it, of course, but for some women, Mother's Day feels very different. Instead of celebrating, they're carrying something of a secret. Maybe afraid, unsure, feeling all alone. That's why preborn exists. When a woman sees her baby on an ultrasound and hears the tiny heartbeat coming from the little person growing inside of her, it very often doubles the chance that she will choose life and raise a successful human being, launching them into the world. This month, Mother's Day month, you can help. You can be the reason that a scared young woman becomes a confident mother. Just $28 provides one ultrasound. That's less than $1 a day for the month of May, and it could help save an innocent human life. That moment leads to real support, to maternity care, choosing baby clothes, having baby parties, and so much more. And it all starts with that ultrasound. To get involved, all you have to do is dial pound 250, and when prompted, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, the keyword is baby, or you can visit preborn.com/plant. That's preborn.com/PLANTE. Yes, sir. Yeah. Mailbag, fun mailbag today. There's more to. I have the crazy one, by the handwritten note, but I don't think I can get to that. It's only a 3-hour show.
I'm highly uncomfortable with this. It just seems kind of brutal to watch on a number of levels.
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by SHAP.
You've built a life, a career, a family, but maybe there's one goal you've been putting on hold. At Jefferson Community College, it's never too late to earn your college degree. With flexible programs, supportive faculty, and a campus close to home, Jefferson is built for busy adults, just like you. And now, through the SUNY Reconnect program, certain degrees can be earned tuition-free for eligible adults. Invest in yourself. Your future starts now at Jefferson Community College. Learn more at sunyjefferson.edu.
If your patio, sidewalk, or driveway is cracked or uneven, if you've tripped or fallen as a result, or if you're worried about the liability of an uneven surface on your property, American Concrete Services can quickly help. Don't pay the high cost to tear out and replace your sidewalk, patio, driveway, or pool deck. American Concrete Services has an economical solution which can raise and stabilize your existing concrete at a fraction of the cost of full replacement. They're environmentally friendly structural foam. With structural foam lifting, there's no heavy equipment to cause damage to your property and no loud noises from jackhammering. Best of all, most repairs can be completed in just one day. Have your entire patio, sidewalk, or driveway safe and level again. No job is too big or small. Call American Concrete Services now for your free estimate at 240-665-5665. That's 240-665-5665. Again, 240-665-5665. Licensed in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. MHIC 140530.
Some days you want a little extra oomph to your usual look. Whether that's lashes for days with the Viral Liquid Lash Extensions mascara, or awakening your eyes with a lasting lift and soft color with the Brilliant Eye Brightener. Thrive Cosmetics is your go-to when you want to amplify your everyday look. Whether you want a simple, just got to get out of the door routine, or full glam, you'll always look and feel like the best version of yourself with Thrive Cosmetics. Plus, every product is 100% vegan, cruelty-free, and made with clean, skin-loving ingredients that work with your skin, not against it. And for every product purchased, Thrive Cosmetics donates to help communities thrive. So every time you use your favorite Thrive Cosmetics product, you're helping communities you care about too. Amplify your everyday. Go to thrivecosmetics.com/shine26 for an exclusive offer of 20% off your first order. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/shine26.
As to how attorneys and paralegals work together, as a paralegal in my position, I really am the point of contact for the clients. I will consistently have that communication with our clients and walk them through the basics, the fundamentals of what to expect in a personal injury case.
We have a lot of resources that we can turn to. When you hire Stanley Law, you're not working with just an individual. You're working with the entire Stanley Law team.
Has performance does not guarantee future outcomes. StanleyLawOffices.com, 1-800-678-3333 in Syracuse and across New York and Pennsylvania. Every Nissan Frontier is battle-tested. Its frame is twisted, its door slammed 13,920 times, and its bed drop-tested over and over. We do all that to the V6-powered Frontier, so you never have to hold back. Nissan, ranked #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Newer models may be shown.
You've built a life, a career, a family, but maybe there's one goal you've been putting on hold. At Jefferson Community College, it's never too late to earn your college degree. With flexible programs, supportive faculty, and a campus close to home, Jefferson is built for busy adults, just like you. And now, through the SUNY Reconnect program, certain degrees can be earned tuition-free for eligible adults. Invest in yourself. Your future starts now at Jefferson Community College. Learn more at sunyjefferson.edu.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. True Vitality Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
True Vitality Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at True Vitality Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 703-637-1222. 703-637-1222. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 703-637-1222.
WMAL's Vince Colonnese, weekdays at noon on 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
I gotta go. I'm not gonna look for Chicago music now that came up. Yeah, but on my CDs, it's a tragedy, kind of vanished. And we've still got a lot of amazing stuff to share with you. I got New York Communist Mayor Zoran Kwame Mamdani, who is lying about what a great job he's doing, and of course the communists. Bernie Sanders, one of his volunteers, shot Congressman Steve Scalise, a campaign volunteer for Bernie Sanders. Coming up.
This is the Chris Plant Show.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 11:30. I'm Scott Lynn. President Trump has arrived in Beijing, where he was greeted by a military honor guard, a military band, and hundreds of Chinese youths waving flags and chanting warm welcome. The children were actually dressed in blue and white outfits to match the colors on the presidential plane. Bilateral talks with Chinese leadership begins tomorrow. After balking at the idea of a property tax hike by Montgomery County Executive Mark Elrich, some members of that county's council may be considering a smaller increase, as the county is now faced with job loss amid what could be substantial cuts to the public school budget. Witnesses say a burst of gunfire is rung out in the Philippine Senate, where authorities have tried to arrest a senator who is wanted by the International Criminal Court for a charge of crime against humanity. Traffic and weather are next.
This report is sponsored by Modern Ag Alliance.
Only half of U.S. farmers were profitable last year, and uncertainty around access to pesticides threatens them even more. The Farm Bill ensures science-based rules so farmers can provide safe and affordable food. Learn more at controlweeds.notfarming.com. Paid for by the Modern Ag Alliance.
Here's Steve Hirshhorn with the latest from the ID Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
In Arlington County, the ramp from eastbound Arlington Boulevard Route 50 to the inbound Roosevelt Bridge is closed for construction until early June. Traffic is being sent onto the southbound George Washington Parkway to the Memorial Bridge. Instead, at the moment, there are no delays there. I-95 Virginia southbound still pretty slow from Route 1 and Woodbridge down to 123 on northbound 123. Just before the Fairfax County Parkway, the roadwork is in the right lane causing a delay. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Increasing clouds, scattered PM showers, maybe thunderstorm, breezy 77. More of that, then tapering off after midnight, breezy low of 55. Sunny, light breeze, cooler tomorrow, high of 67. Currently 71 at Reagan National. I'm Scott Lynn on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
You've built a life, a career, a family, but maybe there's one goal you've been putting on hold. At Jefferson Community College, it's never too late to earn your college degree. With flexible programs, supportive faculty, and a campus close to home, Jefferson is built for busy adults, just like you. And now, through the SUNY Reconnect program, certain degrees can be earned tuition-free for eligible adults. Invest in yourself. Your future starts now at Jefferson Community College. Learn more at sunyjefferson.edu.
WMAL listeners, join me, Vince Colonnese, as we celebrate the grand opening of the new Bourbon Boulevard Reserve at the Dulles Town Center. This WMAL listener grand opening party will be on Wednesday, May 20th, starting at 6 p.m. Enjoy a great steak and handcrafted drink that Bourbon Boulevard Reserve is known for. Plus, mingle with me and fellow WMAL listeners. Secure your table online at bbsteaks.com. That's bbsteaks.com. bbsteaks.com.
As a young adult at this point in your life, you probably have a lot of questions. Like, what's next? What does my future hold? The thing is, there's no right answer, only your answer. Your friendships, experiences, and purpose. It's all your choice. So what will you choose? As you make choices about the future, the military can be a resource for information to help bring a fulfilling path into focus. A public service message from the Department of Defense. To learn more, visit todaysmilitary.com.
Stitch Fix. Stop shopping, get styled. A+ on the outfit, Miss Turner. You are about to slay parent-teacher conferences.
Oh, these? Just the most perfect fitting jeans my stylist sent me.
Oh, hello, you, who didn't set one foot in a mall and still looks amazing. Just show your size, style, and budget, and your stylist sends personalized looks right to your door. Stitch Fix. Get started today at stitchfix.com. To my stylist. This look is dedicated to you. Thank you. Thank you.
Not planning today can cost you tomorrow. Stop worrying and start planning with Trajan Wealth. Contact Trajan today at 202-750-3300 or go to TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
WMAL, making sense of the headlines because common sense isn't so common. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Yes. Let's go because we got all these things going on. You know, we've got Maria Leaf on phones today, journalist extraordinaire, Team America, and on phones because this ain't NPR, but we've got all that going. Yes, sir. Well, so let's go because we were talking about the band Chicago and playing some Chicago music, and it was in the mailbag today. We got a related call. Let's go to Chris, calling from Loudoun County, Virginia. Christopher, you are on the Chris Plant Show.
Hey, Chris. You're Chris. I'm Bruce, but no worries.
Oh, you're Bruce. It says Chris right here on the big board. I apologize. We're pointing at Maria Leaf now.
That's okay, no worries. Hey, listen, I'm a transplant in Chicago. It's been many, many years, and now you got me wanting either a Chicago hot dog, an Italian beef wet, or a deep dish Chicago-style pizza.
Tell you the Italian
beef. Try to
beef.
find one of those.
You can find Uno's Pizza around every place. I think, but I got to tell you, Chicago dog and Chicago dogs are special. And they're hard to find. They're outside of Chicago. You really don't find Chicago dogs. There used to be a great Chicago dog place on Capitol Hill in a row house in the basement, and I used to go there from time to time. But it's gone, and I don't, And Michael Piercy said there's a place called Haute Dog, Haute Dog, in Arlington, Virginia, and they claim to have a Chicago dog. Is that right, Michael? They claim to have a Chicago dog, but I don't believe it till I see it, right? Because Chicago dogs are unique. They're special, and they're delicious.
They got to have the bright green relish, otherwise it's not real. There was a guy in Leesburg, and he had a trailer in Belmont in Loudoun County called Windy City Red Hot. He was from Chicago. He had it all. He had it down pat.
You got to bring them in. You got to bring the dogs in from Chicago, and it's because Chicago dogs are special. And in DC, I don't see a place and say, "Oh, I'm going to go get a hot dog." But when I'm in Chicago, I make a point of getting a Chicago dog when I'm there.
I just got an idea. I'm going to try and compete with Shyster's Red Hots and open up a little stand at these things.
Well, I tell you call back when you do, and I'll be there 3 days a week. Because I got to tell you, sometimes I go to the grocery store. I don't do it very often, but I'll get the really good hot dogs that are like links, and they're all linked together. And who does one of the nice companies? But they're real, nice all beef hot dogs, and they're all linked together with natural skin, as they used to call it. And every now and then, I'll go get some of those, and I'll just get one a pack. It's for myself, and I will bring it home and boil up some water. And cook those and dice some white onion and get some nice yellow mustard. and it's great. And you know what? I don't even use hot dog because they're kind of big hot dogs. I get like a hoagie roll for those big the link sausage hot dogs, and I'll make some of those for myself because it's as close as I can get around here to a Chicago dog. Yeah.
There you go. Don't forget the celery salt, man. Don't forget the celery salt.
And the celery salt too. And I'm trying to. I don't even know who it is, but I know it when I see it in the grocery store. I'm like, I got to get me some hot dogs because every now and then I just need good hot. Most hot dogs aren't great. They're not as good as Chicago dogs, but every now and then, Boar's Head, get some Boar's Head hot dogs, they're good. They're good old fashioned. They're really like hot dog sausages,
Well, maybe your Chicago, maybe the WLS guys will call us and tell us what's going on, where we can find them.
And I talked to
Maybe they'll spend us.
I talked to the WLS guys this morning. Every Wednesday morning, I do a hit, as they say, with the WLS morning guys. They're just great fun. I'll hit them up for the hot dogs. And we're talking about doing another Politics and a Pint in Chicago also, but I think we're in the early stages. Got to get that done this summer. Good stuff. I got to tell you, Bruce, even though it says Chris on the board.
No, what, May? Thanks for taking my call. It was great to talk to you. I love your show. Listen to it all the time. And all the best to you and your best girl.
Well, thank you very kindly. That's wonderful. Yeah. Thanks, Bruce. That's big fun. Good stuff. Yeah, Chicago dogs. And you can get, the Boar's Head makes pretty good ones. And there's another one too. I can't remember who it is, but I know it when I see it. And every now and then I got to make, but I don't just want, like Hebrew National or an Oscar Mayer or something like that. I want something serious. I'm kind of old school. Yes, sir. Okay, let us, Michael. We have so many things. Oh, we have the James Comey, big fat James Comey, liar, pants on fire. His pants are on fire all over the place. He was FBI director. He was a frothy anti-Trump zealot, an extremist who, even before President Trump was elected the first time, James Comey, FBI director, was out to get Trump. And that's not some kind of, paranoid hyperbole. There's video, there's audio of him talking about how Trump must be denied the White House. And he dedicated all of his energies as a government official at the FBI and as a private citizen with the credentials of being former FBI director and so on. He dedicated all of his efforts and energies to defeating President Trump. And boy, to say he's got Trump derangement syndrome, he might have invented it. He might be the founder of Trump derangement syndrome. And he was so going after Trump from the very beginning that it was plain for everyone to see. But James Comey, he went on with his friends on MS-13 because, they're birds of a feather and all that stuff. And James Comey, a frothy Trump derangement syndrome abuser of FBI power, targeting the political enemies of the Democrat Party, abusing the power that he had at every turn. James Comey with MS-13, it was actually day before yesterday on Monday. We didn't get to it yesterday. And he's the victim here because now having abused the FBI and the federal government and the Department of Justice to target the political enemies of Barack Hussein Obama and Joe Biden and the Democrat Party, now they do what the Soviet Union always did, and they accuse you of abusing the power to get them. Of course, there was nothing to hold Trump accountable for. They made everything up, Russian collusion and all these fabrications, right? Whereas they abuse their power and now trying to hold abusers of government authority accountable for abusing their power. That's now where the Democrats draw the line. They say you can't cross this. You can't hold government officials accountable for abusing their power. No, we just use our political power to target the enemies of the party, and that's what that's all about. James Comey with his MS-13 friends night before last.
Donald Trump has a bottomless desire to gain revenge against those who've criticized him And I'm not going to.
Donald Trump has a desire to gain revenge. Oh, we're getting revenge. Oh, Donald Trump's so bad. Oh, Donald Trump's what's wrong with America. Oh, Donald Trump bad. Oh, my life sucks because of Donald Trump. Why? My life sucks because Donald Trump's president. Why?
Now, people who believe in the rule of law,
fuck you, motherfuckers,
accountability, and think that your KGB style abuses. He signed on to the FISA court documents to spy on, to abuse power, to spy on Trump and George Papadopoulos and everybody around Trump. They have the 2-hop rule. So anybody that Trump talks to on the phone or by email or in text message, and then anybody that they talk to, that's the 2-hop rule. And Comey lied like a criminal from the Soviet communist days to the FISA court 4 times to get warrants to spy on the political enemies of the Democrat Party, which was part of a broader effort to undermine them. Comey used Hillary Clinton's opposition research, which she knew was communist propaganda, and he used it and lied to the FISA courts to get warrants to spy on the political enemies of the Democrat Party. You should probably, I don't want to say you should go to prison, although you probably should, after a fair trial and after you've been found guilty by a jury of somebody's peers, and you abused the power of the FISA courts. You knew that Hillary Clinton's opposition research was being misrepresented as legitimate intelligence. It was part of a macro lie by a criminal cabal, and James Comey was one of the leaders of the cabal. And why were you targeting President Trump? Well, he had come down the escalator. He had announced he was running for president, and we don't like him. So you became, and then they call everybody else fascists, right? Aren't they amazing? You may remember James Comey back January 21st of 2021. Now, what happened then? That was the day after Joe Biden was inaugurated, right? Joe Biden won with a record number of votes in the history of the United States of America. And nobody raises an eyebrow at this, that millions more votes for Joe Biden than Democrats provided for Barack Hussein Obama, the first black president, the first terrorist.
Oh, wait a minute. Bill Clinton was the first black president. He said it himself.
President. And Democrats didn't show up in numbers for Barack Obama. They had 2 opportunities to do that. And he got lots of votes and he won both times. But he didn't get nearly as many votes as Joe Biden did. And then, Hillary Clinton in 2016, they didn't show up. The Democrats didn't show up for the first woman president. They didn't show up for the first black president in the same way that they showed up for Joe Biden. Millions more votes for Joe Biden, and that's just fine. But here is the day after Joe Biden was inaugurated, January 21st of 2021. And what did James Comey want? The day, so President Trump is leaving the presidency, and inauguration day, the day before, Joe Biden is coming in. And here is the abuser of power who lied to the FISA courts, who used Hillary Clinton's opposition research, lying that it was legitimate intelligence, knowing all the while that it was not. He should be waterboarded and probably dragged behind a pickup truck or something.
Convict him, bar him from future service, have the prosecutors, the local prosecutors in New York, pursue him for the fraudster that he was before he ever became president, lock him up for the garden variety frauds he did there, but don't give him that center stage, that dominant role in our national life, just down the street where Joe Biden is trying to heal this nation.
Joe Biden is trying to heal this nation.
These fuckers are fruity.
The corns on his feet.
Joe Biden trying to save America.
Honestly, he's going to heal the nation. He doesn't know what year it is. He doesn't know what state he's in, or if he's
made his living off the taxpayers.
By the way, did I mention
Joe Biden's never owned a business, never created a job, been in office all his life like a few others.
Of any state or district in the United States of America. Washington, D.C. what is it, $102,000 a year average? And
Chuck Schumer is another one.
$1,000 a year for a average household income. Washington, D.C., highest average household income.
Wiggin don't want to come here now, does he?
What's
the matter, Wiggin? You thought I wanted fucking chatters?
It's where the money is.
Oh, you're the one.
That's where the money is.
You're the one who brags about having I got haters, but then you got all these friends. Oh, yeah.
And the Democrats are all Willie Sutton. And
bunch of CNN moderators. That's all you are.
He's trying to steal our democracy.
The good people really aren't in these chats. It might be a few. I'm one of them.
Brennan, Communist Party voting CIA director, thanks to Barack Obama.
What do we got? Patrick Rowe, Andy.
Just amazing stuff.
Patrick, New York. Where the fuck you been lately?
And Comey
Bugger boy.
is out there again. And our fake news media, they never even
There's Shadow Feather. Yeah, I know who you are, Shadow Feather. I know exactly who you are.
Didn't you lie to the FISA courts repeatedly? And didn't you know that Hillary Clinton's opposition research wasn't some dossier?
Click on my link, Shadow Feather. Come on up and talk to me.
5 times to spy
Jaden Johnston.
Trump people and his inner circle and all the people around him. Wasn't that you?
Jaden Johnston is Shadow Feather.
World Soviet charge on that?
If not, it's Vcash. They share handles.
And say, can we have sex in the green room after? Is basically the Democrat. It's good to be a Democrat. It is. Yes. Sir.
Come on up and face me, Wiggin.
I used to
next time you go live, Wiggin, if I'm around, I'm coming to your panel.
Piece of furniture, right? Until Ghost Bed sent me one of their mattresses to try. They bring mattresses into the 21st.
Well, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Because Ghost Bed doesn't build mattresses like it's just a piece of furniture. They build engineered sleep systems. These are beds that are designed to help with.
This isn't just for you, Shadow Feather. This is for a lot of other people. Now I forgot what I was going to say. I do that. No. There's the link. Yeah, I'll post it again. I got a chipmunk. Excuse me. Yeah, I hate that. You ever have it drop out into the toilet? I know someone dropped their phone in the fucking toilet. Wanted me to go in and reach in there and take it out. I wouldn't do it. It's not my phone. I didn't drop it. I almost dropped my wallet in the toilet once. I got quick hands, so. Well, can't play Lou Reed. They'll ding you if you play Lou Reed. Holy fuck. This fucking phone's so sensitive. Better not be one of them fuckers. Come on up here, Logical. I dare you. I got a frog in my throat. Weather. Froggy. Ashes. About 5 more minutes. Been raining all morning. Wet out. Music's over. I'll see everyone on the flip side. Curious to see how many views this one gets. Haven't really been looking. I'm going to probably go look at them and look at what the numbers are sometime today. So we got a new fight. I wonder who Maxie really is going after Rusty making videos. You don't like me? Yeah. Maxie is correct. Rusty attacks all the women. Rusty wants to control the women. Why is that? Why does this woman calls herself Rusty, thinks she's Cher Bono? We'll talk about it when I come back.